Got my Project Helix card, your autograph in silver scars. Waited in that endless line, thought we'd all be safe in time. Now my friends are counting coins, canceling the games we joined. Every month that number climbs, feels like we're on borrowed lives. Asha, save the Xboc fan, reach out, take us by the hand. Game Pass hit our hearts in red, now the price is out of hand. We believed in your big plan, sign of faith across that brand. Asha, only you can, please save the Xboc fan. Living on those launch day dreams, backlog taller than it seems. Every trailer, every tease, still we're begging mercy please. Kitchen table, couple bills, choose between my thrills and meals. I just wanna boot it up, not give up my coffee cup. Asha, save the Xboc fan, reach out, take us by the hand. Game Pass hit our hearts in red, now the price is out of hand. We believed in your big plan, sign of faith across that brand. Asha, only you can, please save the Xboc fan. Remember when you wrote your name, said we're partners in this game. I'm still here, controller warm, waiting out this price storm. Cut it down or throw a bone, give us one small hero code. Call our bluff or call our home, tell us we're not playing alone. Asha, save the Xboc fan, reach out, take us by the hand. Game Pass hit our hearts in red, now the price is out of hand. We believed in your big plan, sign of faith across that brand. Asha, only you can, please save the Xboc fan. Asha, only you can, please save the Xboc fan. Saros PS5 booted up, let it fly. No memos on my screen, no CEO speech machine. We want worlds that fight, boss fights in the night. PlayStation makes it clear, drop the game on here. Save the talk for later, load up something greater. If it's real it hits, if it's weak it quits. you know what the players chose? Not a statement, not a spin. Just let the real ones in. This is PlayStation. Give me great games. This is PlayStation. Play it loud, say the name. No committee, no delay, just a blast right in my hands. This is PlayStation. We came for the games. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. This game going to be fine. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. We coming for the prize. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Feel that pressure, it's incoming. Get ready, grinders, lace up. This one's built to wake up. New rules, same hunger, cold hands, hot numbers. Every run looks sharper, every win go harder. You know the wait was long. Now the screen feel alive. Better lock in tight. Better bring that drive. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. This game going to be fine. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. We coming for the prize. It's the old plans, load in with a clean stance. No noise, just motion. Full focus, full motion. Hands on, eyes open. Whole squad, stay chosen. When the drop comes through, you know what to do. You know the wait was long. Now the screen feel alive. Better lock in tight. Better bring that drive. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. This game going to be fine. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. We coming for the prize. Hold the line, don't blink now. Big wave hit right now. Hold the line, don't blink now. Big wave hit right now. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. This game going to be fine. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Saros, PS5 is cooking. Get ready, grinders, get ready. We coming for the prize.
Xboc, you got me mad. Booted up, still feel bad. New drop, still a mess. Too many bugs in the press. Patch it up, break it again. Pay full price, start the pain. Half the nights, game on low. Stuck on screens like roadblocks. What a waste of time, what a waste of grind. I wanna clear one, you keep selling mine. Xboc has a big booty problem, yeah. Games come broke, that's the issue, big booty problem, yeah. Xboc has a big booty problem, yeah. Fix the frame, fix the build, or you gonna lose us. more doubt. Hard to brag when it cuts out. I want fun on another fight. I want smooth when I hit play tonight. You got heat, but it's thin. All that promise, where's it in? What a waste of time, what a waste of grind. I want a clean one, you keep selling mine. Xbox has a big booty problem, yeah. Games come broke, that's the issue, big booty problem, yeah. Xbox has a big booty problem, yeah. Fix the frame, fix the build, or you gonna lose us here. Don't just talk, show me change, less excuses, more upgrade. I want games that land and stay, not a headache every day. Xbox has a big booty problem, yeah. Games come broke, that's the issue, big booty problem, yeah. Xbox has a big booty problem, yeah. Fix the frame, fix the build, or you gonna lose us here.
Dusty been laughing in a group chat. Tom Warren typing up a new fact. What is this box that sits by the telly? Snack crumbs, controller, drink on my belly. Click on screen glow, dashboard in green. Friends all online, talking on Beam. Still act confused, like what does it do? It just ain't my weekend, that's what it choose. Xbox glazing full effect. Brain went blank, that's cause and effect. One more match, yeah, what did you expect? I'm cooked, but I still connect. Xbox glazing full effect. Dusty talk, yeah, we all obsessed. Just one game, now look at the mess. I'm glazed, I'm gone, but I feel blessed. Is it a fridge, is it a tower? Asked that once, lost 3 hours. Store page scrolling, deals on deals. Didn't blink once, can't feel my heels. Group chat pinging, memes on a loop. Somehow we turned into a review scoop. What is a console? That's the refrain. It's the reason we all miss the train. Xbox glazing full effect. Brain went blank, that's cause and effect. One more match, yeah, what did you expect? I'm cooked, but I still connect. Xbox glazing full effect. Dusty Tom, yeah, we all obsessed. Just one game, now look at the mess. I'm glazed, I'm gone, but I feel blessed.
Yo, reverb. What's up, grinders? How you doing out there? This is Gaming Grindhouse, Jez7780, ready to cook, and I dropped my Astrobot. Oh, man, hold on. I dropped my 3D Astrobot. He's my good luck. Put him over there. There we go. What's up, everybody? How you doing out there in Grinderville? Man, oh, man, what a show. Yo, it is loaded. Loaded. I got 2 bottles of water, maybe some extra curricular drinks as well as we go through this list of deglazing the news this evening. Whoa. I didn't know how to fit it all on the Gaming Grindhouse. But shout out to the grinders as you're coming in here. We got tons of topics tonight. Saros, 007, Where Winds Meet exclusive, Xboc skip again, more Halo games, Project Helix game dev update this week. We got Xbox mode release on all PCs, and can exclusives save Xbox financials? Ouch! Major ouch! We saw those financials, and it is not good news. And then we just had the GTA 6 stuff drop right before this. It's going to be a wild, wild show, so hit that like button. The soundboard's lit, the grindhouse is here, the fires are burning, and we are ready to get cooked. So let's shout out to the grinders as you're coming on in here. What's up? Lunchi Sky, Rooftop Vibes in the house. He says, yeah. Hero Down Under sold his Xbox for 50 Australian. He sold his Xbox controller. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's right. Get rid of that shit. We don't need that. Get the new Steam controller. Doesn't support X input. Oh, you heard about that news. People were crying about that as well. Oh, man. Nobody loves their Xbox. Oh, man. What are we doing here? Hero Down Under looking photo by the Steam controller. There you go. And Steven Orban, what's up? He got a platinum in Saros. Holy crap, man. I'm still trying to beat the first boss. Holy crap. Neil, use those emojis. That's right, grinders. Use all those emojis as we're cooking here in the Gaming Grindhouse. Plus Ultra, we got D. He gave us the 5 VIPs. He's taking 5 people to the balcony. He took 5. He took Hemming, Keon, Olin TV, Jay, and Roll Thumb. And I got to update our members because we went down. We're down to 254 members. We're going to get up there now with D with the 5. We got 259. We're on our way to 300 because I want to hit 300. And then we're going to the balcony. At 300 VIPs, we are going with 300 members. We go to the balcony. And then I'm going to do an exclusive balcony show for you guys. And you tell me what you want to talk about. So that's what we're doing, and D is getting us there. Thank you so much, D. Let me hit up the VIPs right here and update your numbers. The numbers. We're at 259. We hit 300. We're going to the balcony. There'll be a special show this month, next week or so for the VIPs when we go to the balcony, and you tell me what do you want to talk about. What are we going to talk about? We're going to pull a little bit of Cody Rhodes. Talk to me. What are we talking about? Byron Cutwell, what's up? How you doing? Oh, he says the PC guys, the port begging for Saros. Dude, listen. They all know who they are and what's going on right there. Everybody wants it. You know what? It meets the whole thing with exclusives matter. They've always done. And what's so funny is this exclusive talk that's coming out, and just Nintendo and PlayStation are just doing it. There's no meetings. There's no evaluations. There's no memos. There's no, we need to reevaluate. We need to take a look at the numbers. None of this stuff. It's just Saros. It's just exclusive. It's just Wolverine. It's just his Marvel token. It just let it go. That's it. No talk. No call to arms. No dashboard update backgrounds. No, we got to say she's back, and we don't know. And that's what I want Xbox to be. Because they have talked so much that they have tripped over themselves. And we're going to roast the hell out of them. Because I don't know if there's ever, it just gets worse and worse. And those financials are bad. And it's not even that, that's been bad. But we'll get into that. But we got to get through the news. Yeah, but exclusives always mattered. And it's amazing how Saros drops, which, by the way, that was my gameplay from my stream. And as our first topic tonight is Saros. So shout out to everybody coming on here. Hit that like button. Also, there's a new song that will drop this evening. If we hit Super Chats, that is No Xbox Around for GTA 6. Hot off the presses, brand new song, just created. I didn't even listen to it. We're going to listen to it and react together. So that is a live reaction to the new song. I no, we'll see. Roasting day. It is roasting day. So why don't we just start off with quality games? Because that's what we're all about. While everybody's trying to figure out what the Xbox stuff is, and we have plenty of time to talk about booty cheeks. Let's first get right into this news, and let's talk my first impressions with Saros. Now, and I hope you like that intro there. I was trying to show some gameplay of Saros, and I said, oh, Saros is cooking, and a KFC ad shows up. Dude, I didn't program it. A KFC ad on YouTube shows up while I'm saying Saros is cooking. Well, listen. Let's talk about Saros. Released last week. I got to play it. I streamed it. I'm about 4 or 5 hours in. Between this and Crimson Desert, I have the Eclipse Glaze, and the Crimson Glaze is still real. So hit that like button, grinders, because we are in good times right now, because we are in quality games cooking. That's right. Anonymous Boss, member for 20 months, a VIP for 20 months, says, let's go, Jez. What are we doing here? Booty. Yeah, what are we doing here, Booty? He's still there. That's why I have zero confidence into what's going on there. And you renewed up your VIP, so let's. I'm gonna be. We're adding those tonight too. We're at I'm gonna be updating this as we go through, because we're gonna go to the balconies. Want to hit to the balconies here? Let's go. So yeah, so Saros, man. First off, as you can see, compared to Returnal, already we got cinematics. We have story elements. A really interesting tutorial way to get you into the game. And I really don't want to keep comparing this to Returnal, but the differences are really interesting. How Housemarque has really cooked with this one and streamlined it much better, pulling you into the story. And yo, it is horror elements. It is basically Event Horizon and Sunshine. If you ever see that sci-fi movie Sunshine, where they get close to the sun and they gotta shoot a nuke into the sun to reignite it so it could save Earth, and as they get closer, just the radiation and stuff just makes people go crazy. Dude, there's elements of that. Event Horizon. I'm loving the look and the story of it. And there's a commercial. There's a commercial for protein sticks. YouTube can't get out of its own way. But anyway, let me tell you. So it starts off with cinematics. It gets you in the story, people going crazy, and you are now like the alien as well. You should see Sunshine. I believe that's the name of it. Sunshine or Sunshine. I believe that's what it was. Let me look it up quick. I don't want to be I saw it in the movie theater. Yep, there it is. Actually, what's his name is in it? Who is this? Is Chris Evans is in it, actually. Captain America. Yep. It's a psychological thriller that it says a distress signal, and maybe it's not Sunshine. The sun is dying. The crew is sent to deliver a stellar bomb to reignite it. Yeah. So yeah, dude, it has really cool elements of that stuff, but it pulls you into the story right away. There's not a lot of question marks as to what's going on, like in Returnal. One of the biggest things that I have to say for those that are maybe kind of like, oh, this is just Returnal 2.0. Let me tell you something. Returnal seems so antiquated compared to this game. And look how clear this game was. Oh my God, this game was clean as hell. I'm playing this on the grinds wall. So one of the things is the way the maps flow and the runs flow. That is the biggest thing that I found was unique. And I'll just kind of show it here. As you go through it, everything kind of flows very cool. This is the tutorial part. I want to skip that part. I want to just show like a run. So, like, first off, you could see everything is massive and open. So, like, that's the thing, is the scale of this. It's not these closed environments that have doors in front of them like Returnal did, where it's just, like, open up the net. You could kind of see the randomization of, like, what's behind the door, right? This game flows much smoother in the way their segments kind of flow into each other. You may approach it from different ways, from an elevator. You may come up from the top of that area over there on your second run. And it just, the way it flows, it's much more open in the sense and much more natural, rather than having those doors inside. And there's doors in here too that opens up, and there's kind of familiar segments. But the difference is that, you know, the enemies, there's a lot of randomness to the enemies. but there's also a lot of just the way the maps flow, so it doesn't make the runs seem so systematic. They flow very naturally, and it's kind of like as you can see, look at the backdrop and the scale of everything that's on this game, whereas Returnal didn't really have a lot of that scale, especially in the first level or so, where it was much more confined, and then it kind of opened up in the second one. So they kind of opened up this like how the second level of Returnal is, but I think it flows a lot better. That it's not as kind of segmented. That I felt like, oh, here's this section, here's this section, this section. So that kind of gives you exactly Wild Wolf. That kind of gives you that it doesn't feel as repetitive as possibly how Returnal could have felt sometimes. And the element of the Eclipse. So when you get through a lot of this part, you get to the Eclipse part, and then that's where everything kind of gets amped up. And what I found was interesting, again, you could tell me if I'm wrong on here, but I found that when you hit the Eclipse part, you could actually go straight and the boss is there. Or you could go to the left and explore the area with a more challenging area to kind of prep yourself before you go fight the boss. So I found that, you know, they kind of give you that option because, and unless that was just a couple of runs that I had where the boss, as soon as I dropped and went straight, the boss, I dropped into the pit and the boss was right there. And I didn't realize, I was like, oh, this is the boss? I didn't know that I could go to the left and actually grind a little bit, grind, and get ready for the boss battle. But that's just the flow of the game compared to Returnal. The shield, another thing. Who's that buzzing? Oh, it has a buzz in there. Another thing. Oh, anyway, I heard buzzing. Another thing that was really interesting was the shield that they implemented, right? So now the shield is sort of like the melee, and if you hold it, you'll get that blue shield. And what's interesting is that the blue bullets you absorb to get power for your power-up. So you're not always evading bullets all the time. You sometimes want to get hit by them with the shield on and get absorbed by them. But the caveat is that that shield is not instant. It takes a second. So if those bullets are coming to you, depending on how the velocity of those bullets could actually hit you before you implement the shield. And I found that was really interesting, the balance of wanting to get hit by bullets and absorb them for energy, but then also dodging them like crazy. And the guns, definitely a lot better. They give you right out of the way, right in the beginning, I'm away from the pistol. I got some cool homing guns, some automatic guns, and they do the traditional thing where you press halfway, the DualSense trigger actually gives you resistance, and then if you press it all the way down, you now have a power-up punch. That's like a kind of like a homing missiles there. So that's like another element there. So not only do you have a secondary fire to your guns, but you also have a power-up kind of missile punch that power that you shoot out of your right hand and do it. Another cool thing that I liked about it was that the enemies look like something pulled from Doom, or the aesthetics are from Doom. Like they definitely look demon-like, and there's less of these kind of weird voxel type enemies that you're like, well, there's something like an octopus person. They're not all octopus monsters like how they kind of were in Returnal. They're basically, as you could see, you know, they're actually really cool looking in their design and stuff. Like there's kind of robotic, and then there's a Tempur. Go to sleep. Oh, what's going on with this stuff? But yeah, so like you basically have and then I'm going to go into the Eclipse part here because that was like a mini boss fight there. And then what I was saying is that, you know, there's more of like kind of this steampunk type, mechanical type demon stuff, and then demon stuff so far. And what's really interesting is that the boss, so far the first boss. So this is the part where you go through this part, and then this is the tunnel that transitions you into the Eclipse part. And now when you hit the Eclipse part, this is where you prompt this, and now you go to the second part of Z's. That's right, D. So it gives you this, and now all of a sudden everything now it's red, the Eclipse hit, and now things are getting wild. Do you remember Eternal Saros? Yeah, I think so. Like, you know, and the big thing. Oh, the crossbow's fire? Oh man. See, they have a crossbow? Oh damn. the game. That's right. A lot of people in the chat are saying the sound from the beginning title screen. The sound alone. That's right. Wild Wolf talking about the sound. Dude, who else said the sound? Who else said the sound there? Yeah, Don John. The sound, absolutely insane. I got the Astro A50s. I put those on. I'm sure with the spatial audio, with the other Sony headphones as well, they probably rock. But my goodness, the spatial sound, the things that are going on, all the little technical things, all this weird stuff that's going on, the bullets, the environment, just from the menu screens, the sound is really awesome. And that is the first thing that hits you. Like, that Tempest audio is hitting hard with this game. And this is the reason why exclusives and building these things, and on top of that, the DualSense, just like how Astrobot demonstrated it, the DualSense shows its multi-purposeful functions, the adaptive triggers, the way it vibrates, the 3D vibrations to it, sound, the controller. Exactly, Seawolf. This is why. Look at this environment. I had to stop. I wish the photo mode. That's the only thing. That's my caveat. Where is my photo mode? I know people like stopping taking photos, but where is my photo mode? Because this game is clean. This game is clean as hell. I want photo mode. But the sound and the DualSense, the way this stuff rolls. See, and there it is. Like, see, straight ahead in that circle, that's where the boss is. But now, sometimes I drop down here and I fight, or you could go to the left. But you can see that red thing? That means the boss is there on the map. So the boss is straight ahead. You could go right to the boss and start fighting. But if you want to kind of grind a little bit, you go to the left and you could you go that way, and you could kind of like risk and reward. And also, all your pickups now in this environment have I'm sorry, what is it? Not the Nemesis stuff, but it has the things that I forgot what they're called. I still took pictures too. I did as well. But it has those what are they called? Like those weird things that come on, and you could pop them off with the power. So if you power up, you could take away those bad you can sprint in the game. It kind of auto sprints, but see, I'm not going to the boss. I'm like hanging out in this area trying to see if I could get more stuff before I go to the boss. So I do like the bit of predictability and the way you kind of anticipate your run, so it's not as totally random. Like, you kind of know. Like, that was always the problem with Returnal sometimes. It's like you could be on a run and going between the corruption. Thank you. Sorry, plus I drew a blank there. The corruption. So you could use your power punch to remove the corruption. But what I liked about this one is that the boss is right there. You don't have to. I felt like in Returnal sometimes, like, you would just be randomly going through stuff and you're like, yo, where's the boss? Like, where's the boss room? Where's the boss room? Or where's the room that I use to get to the second level? Where's the room? And the way they do this is that, once you hit that eclipse thing, like, the boss kind of is right there. You're ready to kind of go. So I do like that aspect of it, where there's a little bit more gamified, like predictability, and a little less randomness to kind of keep you going. Like, a run could be 5 minutes or a run could be 15. It seems to be like they like their runs around. My runs have been 15, 16 minutes or so. So it's not like you're grinding for 45 minutes to get killed at the boss and go back. The other thing is, as you're fighting, you're collecting these Loctites or Loctitites, or whatever they call them. And these are the things that you use when you die. There's actually a whole skill tree of leveling up. And I got the second wind, which is now a permanent thing that I have for if I die, I come back. But, I had to die a few times, boss fights, like 3 times or so, to get to that level and leveling up. But I gotta tell you, this stuff, one of my favorite things about this design that Housemarque does, just as I'm watching this, it feels like the arcades. This game, and Returnal as well, but this game as well, it feels like this seems like a game that you would see an arcade booth for, and you would just put quarters in it and just play. That's how I feel. And I felt Returnal had that, but I feel like this runs a lot more smoother and less random and segmented than Returnal was. But it feels like an arcade game. It is like a next gen or current gen arcade system. Like this would have been a banger in the arcade. Like you put this in an arcade cabinet, and that's what I felt like, because it is like you just want to pop quarters in and just keep going and do that. Now I don't know how you do it with arcade sticks, but it feels like that. That's what it feels like. Asteroid in 2026, Warwana. Yeah, like it does feel that way. It feels like a hot arcade game, and they do it. The combat, the way the game flows. It's just that kind of like, yeah, it feels like a 2026 arcade cabinet. It would be awesome to make like a Saros arcade cabinet. Right? But that's exactly how I feel. And I felt Returnal had those elements as well, but I feel like this just takes it to the next level. It feels like an arcade. You just put this in a booth, put $1 and put it in a Dave & Buster's. And yeah. With the machine like vibrating, like have the whole cabinet like a DualSense, right? But it really is that type of feeling, and it's a cool break from other games. Like it's not the same tropes of a third person going through story elements and stuff like that, or even Crimson Desert. It's a different game that hits a cool niche of just arcade fun. And the tower, that's what I've been playing, dude. That's why I play the tower in Returnal preparing for this. Because I like the tower. Oh man, what's going on here? These friggin' ads. Tell you, man. YouTube going wild. This guy got back. What the hell happened? Oh, but anyway. I just hit back of the button. But yeah, like that's the elements of that game. Like I really enjoy it. Now for things that kind of I didn't like, and just in my time using it, I didn't like that no photo mode, because I think the game looks beautiful and it really needs a cool photo mode. You can always stop it and just acknowledge the quality there and the lighting, and yeah, I really think a photo mode will be there. And I'm surprised that as of launch, and I don't know if they're going to do it or add the co-op. Like Returnal had co-op in it, and I think this game, amp up the challenge and throw in some co-op. But that's what I wanted to show just before we move on from Saros. I wanted to kind of show. Here it is, just for those who just to give a full coverage on it. And shout out to all the grinders who checked out the game and grind when I was playing this. I think I played it really late at night. But yeah, see, so these are the Lucinites that you get, the 1,000 at the bottom. And now this is every time you die, you basically, right? That's right, Jack. Give me some co-op for it, definitely. So like as you go through here, you are leveling up. And what's cool is that it's not a single pathway. And I know, see, well, both were added later on, so I think co-op will probably be there. No, co-op was not in the launch, yeah. But like it ended with co-op. Like you think the next one start with co-op, but I think definitely they'll add it on something. They're definitely capable of doing it, So know what I would think. Here's something thrown out there before I get into this this leveling up thing. Something they could really do is, what about creating a sort of like an architect? Like people create rooms or challenges or runs, and they upload them and people kind of go through the runs. You know what I mean? Like if people you could have kind of like a Saros creator, and people could either do that or, create runs and stuff, like, throw in some elements, things like that. Almost like a Super Mario Maker type thing with this kind of game. It's a little different than just doing co-op. I would say do both. Co-op and maybe do something where you have like a Mario Maker type thing, like an architect. An architect, you say? Yes. Something like that. Like where somebody could kind of create a run and just throw enemies in there, add the AI, add different effects and stuff like that, and just have people download them and do runs. It's something different. Just a thought. But yeah, so what's cool about this thing is that once you go up the path, you could always go back. You could always go back. So like if you go up the left path here, you could go back and add the other paths as well. So you could fully spec this out. You don't have to just go one way. It's just whatever you kind of want to do for your runs. But then you could always, if you pass by it, you could always go back and use your points and add that stuff. So this whole thing could fill up at that level. And then at each of the milestones, you'll get different ones there. So you could completely fill up your attributes. You don't have to just go, you know, to the left, resilience, and then, okay, well, that's my one path, so I'll never get the drive and the other one. You could always go back. You could always, and you don't have to retake your points back. You could just add them. You go back. If that blue one's not filled up, you could go back and fill that blue one up, even if you passed it. So you could basically do all that, which is really awesome. And that was the thing I wanted to just say about that. So, like, you could really spec out your guy that eventually you're going to be strong enough and you could kind of run through the boss. And, you know, speaking of the boss, I don't want to do too much of a spoiler thing, but let me just show you a little tidbit of this boss, man. If this is him here. The first one. People always say, like, how the boss fights here. Because those are big, like, pieces. And, yeah. Wawa, what? Tacos. Dude. YouTube getting crazy. What the hell's going on here? Yeah, I'm going to have to turn these off. There we go. Yeah, so the Prophet, dude, first boss. Yo, the elements, it is so cool how you're fighting this guy. And it's all like plants and weird, you know, see the red stuff there? It kind of slows you down and it grows as you're fighting them and stuff like that. But it is really, they're entertaining. Like, I don't feel like he is anything cheap where I can't beat him and stuff. Like, you just got to learn the patterns and just, you know, get better, and, you know, you'll get better with leveling up and stuff. But as as you fight him, the red kind of gets in the, you know, kind of fills up the place, and then you slow down. And he has like a bunch of phases to him too as well. But, nothing I felt like it's not like, oh man, I'm never going to pass this. So we'll see. I didn't get to all the bosses. I see some people ran credits already in the game. But man, oh man, I got to say, it just shows the epitome of how they made a really good, solid game from, you know, what Returnal was, and how they've grown Housemarque from making top-down, you know, shooters to basically cooking with this game, and really threw in the story elements too, as well. Like, you know, and really, you know, took the feedback back from the from Returnal and added it. You know, Don Johnson ran credits multiple times, so yeah. Smart rifle is the best. I love the smart rifle, dude. I get upset when I don't get it, when I don't have it. And also, you keep your weapon, like, you keep that style of gun for the next one. You get that. You don't start off with a pistol all the time as well, which is definitely really cool. But yeah, no, it's a great game. And, yeah, it really flexes the audio, the DualSense. And, yeah, if you loved Returnal, this game, you'll love this game. If you didn't like Returnal, give this game a shot. Not too many negatives so far. Like, I really think they've done a really great job, and they perfected the Returnal formula. And, yeah, just give me my photo mode. And, yeah, I think there's really not much to complain about. It does what it does super well, and it's an arcade game. That's what it is. It's like a 2026 Dave & Buster's, get in the arcade, throw some quarters in this thing. Or throw dollar bills in it, very much. But, yeah. 5 gears. I don't know. I don't have a rating scale, but it's a great game. Another game that got shown 4 days ago. This was something I wanted to show. 007 gameplay showed on the PS5. I don't know what you guys thought about it, but apparently the AI, like, the boss learns from you. The AI learns from you and the stuff. I don't know. Like, I just still feel, it still feels a little off. Hit that like button, grinders, as we go into the next game here. I know that there's a big PR push for this game. They've been showing it nonstop. From the people that made you the Agent 47. I don't know. Like if you first look at it, it looks like Uncharted a little bit, and then it doesn't look like Uncharted. People are trying to say it's Uncharted. It looks a little bit janky Uncharted. The animations, I feel, don't look super crazy. And one of the things that threw me off with this game is there's no blood. These guys' heads are snapping back and stuff, and it's just like, look, there's no blood. Like, I think it looks a little goofy. Dude, there was blood in GoldenEye. 007 for the N64, there was blood. But the fact that there's no blood in here, like, you're making these shots and stuff, it's just weird. It's like if Hitman wanted to be Uncharted. Yes, I don't know. Yeah, this game is still not appealing to me. I don't know if you guys look at it. It looks we had Janky Jones. We might have Janky Bond. Oh, we gave him the back slap. And the other thing too is that Bond really, he don't do this. Like James Bond is not like going in there like doing all this stuff. He has like, yo, what's that white smoke that comes out of people? Yeah, I don't know if you could enable blood, but the blood thing threw me off. But I like, it has elements where it looks cool, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't like what I saw with it. I can't get I think Hitman was a much like okay. He's throwing people. He's the same. I don't know. Look at these hands on everything. YouTube going crazy, man. No, you don't have to dare say, Jack, that Uncharted Little Folks better. Uncharted Little Folks way better than that. But Amazon's really pushing it, dude. The Craig era Bond. Yeah. Daniel Craig was doing the stuff. Not Pierce Bronson was not doing the stuff. Well, not Sean Connery. I mean, Sean Connery was not doing this stuff. Like some of the environments look cool. Like some of it looks good. I just don't. I'm just not. I just don't know. And I remember when they showed the thing too. I'm mixed feelings. Yeah. Like even when they showed like this combat, like at all these look, they're all there too. Look, all those things you could blow up, like they're just sitting there, and you just shoot them for target practice, those red canisters, and just fire for effect, And it's just like it seems a little like, okay, we're gonna get you through here, but it's gonna be a spectacle. Like they kind of want to create this spectacle of explosion, so they just throw a whole bunch of explosive barrels all over the place that you could kind of shoot at and stuff like that. But they're really pushing this game, man. They're really pushing this stuff. And, apparently, they'll learn. The bosses will learn your attacks. They'll learn how you do it. IGN had the hands-on. Shaggy was playing it. But, yeah, I just don't know. I don't even know. When does this come out? I gotta see. When does this even come out? I think it comes out this month. It'll come out in May. I think it comes out end of May. Yeah, we'll see, because the other thing is like, if there's going to be this big May news, because we have end of May news, we have the June showcase, the Summer Games Fest, everybody's showing the new games. If this comes out, anybody in the chat, when does this come out? When does this come out? And hit that like button, by the way. I can get my first drink here. May 27th. Zoinks? Where's my zoinks? Yeah, see? There, I have a eerie feeling, Grinders.
Like zoinks!
I have an eerie feeling. If we're sitting around like new games being announced, or they drop a new GTA 6 trailer or something like that, this game could get buried in the news. Don John says May 27th. Yeah. It depends. Like if Sony has a showcase and shows a bunch of new games, then there's a Summer Games Fest, and if Xbox is showing games and GTA drops a trailer because it's kind of around that June E3 type, who the hell knows what people will be doing. Like, it has times it looks good, but I just don't know. Like, the first thing is like, why does it have that stutter? Like, the animations are not smooth at all. Everything kind of has like a stutter, like when he's fighting them. It's like a way to, I don't know if that's like a dodge mechanic, like so you could respond to the dodge. But if you could just be knocking people out left and right, like he's just charging people, why is he sneaking around too? The water looks good, but Hitman's look good. Yeah, I don't know. It's at the top of the pre-order list. Yeah, so is Starfield. Oh.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have
So
to
is
go back and
Starfield
look
at the top
the-
of the pre-order list. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, everybody buys everything on here, so we'll see. We'll see. But for me, what I'm seeing, I'm just not feeling too much. Oh, here, wait. Oh, I didn't put any
The
audio
water
on.
is now electrified because of the switch. And
I'm sorry,
it
I
gets
didn't know
fried
they
and
were-
you
they
can
were talking
sneak
over it.
past. If you bait enemies into certain locations, you can also press buttons that will shut them in there. So if there's a couple of guys that are clearly in your way and you don't want to be spotted, you could maneuver around, distract them, make some kind of noise in there, lure them in, and then close the door behind them so they can't get out. They're not going to be an issue anymore. This section also taught you about positioning, line of sight, all that stuff. It taught you how to dash into cover. Like if you're about to get spotted and you're out in the open, you can press a combination of buttons to do a quick dash into cover. So that's going to help you with not being spotted as easily. Load of takedowns here too, and an introduction to the close combat, the fisticuffs. You've got your basic strikes and combos with different timings and stuff like that. You've got parry, you've got a sidestep, you've got a grab as well. So there's a lot of things in the environment all around you that you can use as weapons to throw at the enemy. And this can stun them and open up for a bigger attack. The combat actually reminds me a bit of the Batman Arkham games, where if you're fighting a group of people, they're all attacking you at once and you have to dodge, parry, get the counters in. If there's an enemy that's guarding a lot, you can grab them if you've softened them up a little bit and then kind of push them into a wall, a microwave, a table, whatever's there, because there's a load of
like the Punisher. Remember the Punisher
in
game?
the game too. Melee combat, really fun, and you're going to see a lot more of that in the next level as well. But this level basically went, look, here's most of the mechanics of the game. For combat, for gadgets, for stealth, moving around.
Dude, they took that element.
Figure out
Yo,
what
they
you wanna
took
do
that
with them.
element from what is it, Watch Dogs, where you could like hack things to attack people.
For combat, for gadgets, for stealth, moving
Look
up,
at that.
takedowns in the game too. Melee combat, really
Look,
fun,
he
and you're going to
uses
see
like
a lot
a
more of that
hack.
in the next level as well. But this level basically went, look, here's most of the mechanics of the
Dude,
game.
they took that
For combat, for
Watch
gadgets, for
Dogs.
stealth, moving around, and you figure out what you want to do with them. I managed to be stealthy, didn't get spotted, few takedowns, got to the flag, raised it. It was a good feeling seeing all of these gameplay mechanics come together and using them effectively to achieve the goal. Now moving on to the third mission that I played. This is set in Kensington in London, and they said that it was about midway through the game. So you've got more options, a couple more gadgets here to play with too, like the dart and the laser, for example.
like at least
And
they
it
show the
starts off with a
game
very
and not
linear
talk about it.
section where you're
Only.
in an apartment and a sniper has got you pinned down. So your goal, therefore, is to get out of the apartment, survive, and somehow try and take down the sniper. So you're moving from cover to cover while you can see the laser of the sniper. It's very Bond, dramatic, over the top. You get onto the rooftops, you use distractions like lights to blind the sniper. Eventually you have to climb up a crane and use that to jump onto the building where the sniper is, and then you chase them. Very cinematic and completely different to what I'd just played previously in that more open sandbox training mission. So the level starts with this linear cinematic cat and mouse into a chase, more of that Uncharted style gameplay. And then you're dropped into a big gala, a big event, which looks like it was set at the V&A Museum, or a museum that's very similar to that in London. But this massive museum has been hired. There's people everywhere, security all over the shop. You have to go in there, figure out a few things, and ultimately get into the CCTV room,
The Hitman
which is on
part.
the top floor. And this level is much more like a Hitman level, where there's multiple different options on how you achieve that objective. Ton of NPCs around, and you just start exploring. This mission in total, including the first bit that I just talked about, took me about an hour and 45 minutes to complete. So it's a big mission. But again, you're kind of just left to your own devices to figure out how to do it. So you explore around, you can eavesdrop, pick up hints and tips, and figure out a way to get past the security so you can get up a floor and potentially gain access to the CCTV room that I just mentioned.
Interesting.
One way to do it was to chat to a lady at the bar who you eavesdrop, and she's waiting for a photographer. She says his name on the phone call. You go over and you say you're that photographer because she has a pass that can get you upstairs, but you have to go and check in. So you go to check in. The fake name that you give, the guy's already checked in. So you have to then steal a pass from somebody else and you get access to that.
All right, that guy's spoiling the whole mission. All right, dude. Like, I don't want him to spoil the whole freaking mission. Holy crap. He's like telling, like, well, you get this thing, and then it's like, okay, I gotcha. It's definitely seems like there's branching stuff to it. It seems like there's definitely branching to it. Listen. I think the stealth element part, this is what they do the best, like this Hitman stuff. So, like, this is definitely Bond-esque. So I think this will probably fit in. Mostly, again, I think if this is going to work, the AI has to be ready to go. I know, right? Like having, like, bro, he's like telling the whole freaking thing. Dude, it's wild. You know, I think that the AI needs to be very intelligent and smart and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's see how it responds. Because I think when they first showed it, like, he was just climbing into a building and everybody didn't even say anything. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a wait and see for me right now. Again, there's so many great games that's going on. Comes out the end of May. It looks all right. I just don't know. You know, we'll see how it goes. You know, if it's like this, I'm sure there's gonna be people saying it's the best Bond game ever. It's the best, you know, this. I just, it definitely looks a little off to me. You know, it looks like Hitman wanting to be Bond. And, you know, I think that these stealth things is more fitting for a Bond. I think the action sequences, hand-to-hand combat, I like the variety of using the enemy, like using the environment and stuff. I just think, you know, not having the blood and not having the kind of the effects, it makes it look a little weak on it there. Not that I want gore and all that other stuff, but the thing is like, you know, I feel like, you know, your head snaps back and there's like some white poof that comes out, you know, yeah. And the kind of animations. Some destructibility, not bad. There's little elements. It gets a little elements here and there. But like, look, he's just like, this is the thing. He's just like walking up to people and just knocking them out. Like, these guys slide like, oh, yeah, that's no Batman Arkham. I'm sorry, dude. Like, oh, I don't know. This part now look a little janky. Uh-oh.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed.
Dude, I don't know what's going on over there. That part, I was saying I was gonna give it some good benefit of the doubt. All of a sudden, and so this stuff going on here. Yo, this guy keeps sliding over to him. Look at this. Look at this guy over here. This guy over here to the right. Look at this guy on the right. He just like got jumped over. Wait a second. Like, look at this. This is what I mean about the AI. Like, this guy right here to the right. Look at him. What happened to this guy? See, this is what I mean. Like, this is what I mean. Like, look. He's walking. Like, he's going to fight him, and then he goes into stealth mode. Watch, he goes into yellow mode. Watch this. He's going to fight him, and then watch how he stops. Watch this. Yo, what's this? Oh, no, what's this? What happened? He got zoned out? Yo!
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy.
What happened to him?
Raspberries.
He was going to engage, and then he's like, no, frozen. And then watch what happens. See, his thing now turned yellow. So he was running over to hear the noise, but then all of a sudden, I guess, he reset. And then he resets now. Now he's in yellow. And now watch this. Bond, while he's in yellow, runs past him, jumps over the table. Dude is still going like, I guess that's a yellow. Like, he's like still yellow. Like, he's like, okay, well, he's not yellow anymore. Look at this. What happened? He went from suspicious to the... Dude, he went from suspicious. I'm stupid. What? The Bond, yo, Albert Gouchard. Just look. He goes from suspicious to now that I jumped on the other side of the table, now he's not suspecting me anymore. Because now I'm on the other side. Dude just jumped over a table. And now he's not suspicious. So he's running out to this guy who's staring right at him and doesn't engage. Look at this. Dude, he just ran straight up to that dude staring at him. Uh-oh.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries.
Why is that guy? Oh, yeah, he's crying. Listen, I'm just saying, like, this is not good. This is where I knew that there was some jank in here. So, like, the guy is staring at him, and Bond is running straight at this dude. The dude is just staring at him and lets him just put his hands on him. He's like, "You're gonna get these hands." Like, he's like, "I guess this guy's coming at me." It just puts his hands on him and beats this. And look, this guy on the right, this is what I mean, like the AI, look at now all of a sudden he wants to fight. And what is this? Yo, I'm sorry, but that better be red when this game releases, dude. That punch, what is that dust coming out of their hand? What is this dust? That better be red blood. That better be blood in the game, dude. Dude has like a fist of dust. Now watch, this is what's crazy. The guy behind him that he jumped over the table, look in the far right corner. The guy that jumped over the table, he's still zoned out. He's like, "Oh, I don't see anything." He should be running up there going, "Yo, you hit my boy." They're fighting, and look, this is what I mean. Like, they're fighting, but this guy's stuck behind the table. Oh shit, where's Redfall?
The buried treasure
Dude,
is gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries.
This guy's standing there. Why is that guy standing behind the table? He just saw you jump over the table. He just saw you jump over the table and said, "Nothing to see here." Now you're fighting this guy. Now watch how the guy in the background all of a sudden goes, "Oh shit." Watch. While you're fighting, look at the guy in the background. He's still stunned behind the table. He got suspicious. You jumped over the table. He's okay, like nothing to see here. You're fighting this guy here that just let you run straight up. And now watch, the guy in the back is like, "Oh shit, let me get in there." And now he shows up. But watch this. This is what made me stop this whole thing. Watch this guy slide. Look at the guy in the background. He goes from a full-on, like he's on ice skates. Look at his feet, the guy in the background. Watch him in the background. Watch him start sliding. Watch this. He just slides. Look. He's sliding. He's moving, but his feet are not moving. Look at him sliding. And why is Janky Jones running around? What? Janky Bond. This is the most... What up? Whoa! What happened to his arm? His arm clipped through his jacket. Oh man! Whoa!
The buried treasure is
Yo!
juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Yo! His arm. What happened to Bond? He went to grab a cup. Now he's taking the cup. He's gonna throw the cup at that guy. Doink! Dude, he took the guy out with the cup. Yo, that guy left his feet. Yo, yo, that guy left his feet, dude. He got hit with the cup. Look, watch this. He gets hit with the cup, dude. I don't know what this other guy's doing, man. This guy's like, he's freaking doing a Macarena in front of him. I don't know. He's still trying to figure out what to do with Bond. That guy got taken out by the freaking cup. Oh, shit. All right, this guy finally decided to engage. All right, Bond, let's see him. Let's see. Y'all, see, this stuff has to be blood. I don't know what this powdered sugar is, unless they're knocking the cocaine out of their nose, but I don't know what the hell this powdered shit is. All right, Amazon, whoever's doing this stuff, yeah, this powder shit has to go. This needs to be blood. I don't know what this friggin' powder coming out of their nose is, but this is like knocking the dandruff out of their hair. Nitpicking? Don John, I'm not nitpicking. The AI didn't see him. How's that nitpicking? The AI didn't see him. He jumped over the table and he was like gone. You okay with this thing? The fucking knocking the dandruff out of the guy's head. 007 on the N64 had blood. What the hell is this shit? This guy got friggin', he needs some Seltz and Blue. Because you punch him and he got dandruff coming out of his head. What the hell is that? What is this? Dude, he got that moist skin. They put some powder on him. Oh shit, he got the powder on him. He got some Johnson & Johnson powder on his neck. What the hell kind of budget? What is this? What is this powder shit? Enough roasting. Yo, what is it? I gotta know what the hell that Seltz and Blue powder shit is. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Let's see the commentary.
Made me laugh, which was the most important thing. Some of the takedowns that you do and a lot of the made me laugh, which was the most important. And also the ranged combat coming. They use tasers as well, and then eventually that escalates to guns. So you've got to manage the melee combat and also the ranged combat coming at you. But I thought the melee combat was really good, and it made me laugh, which was the most important thing. Some of the takedowns that you do and a lot of the contextual animations are very slick. But I got into the CCTV room, completed my objective, and it was only at this.
All right, this guy like spoiled the whole friggin' mission, dude. It's talking about doing a summary. I don't know what he's. I don't fucking know. The fucking guy. He's yo. Listen. You heard me.
The buried treasure.
Listen, you grinders. You can hit the like button.
Glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Listen to the girl. You can hit the like button or the dislike button right now. We deglaze the news. I'm not saying don't be hyped for Bond. I'm not saying I'm not buying Bond. I'm not saying this game is trash. All I'm saying, it may put the J in janky. That's all I'm saying. I can't believe we're going to be in a generation with a possible Janky Jones and a Janky Bond. I don't know what to say. We got Boinked Bond, and Janky Jones. I don't know. Glazed dandruff. I don't know. I said I wanted blood in the game. I want some blood. I do not know what the hell this dandruff shit is that they're shooting these guys with. I don't know if Amazon got their hand on it, but I don't know what. Dude, the Seltz and Blue shit advertisement, I don't know what's going on, man. There's smoke coming out of people's heads. That's all I'm saying. Janky Jones and no. Yo. I don't know, man. Again, I'm not saying don't get it. Oh shit! David just said he only. Hey man, like look, like I just feel like it would add. It would be cool, like to add some blood to the game, because like you're taking out these dudes, and Hitman had blood, right? Well, Hitman was mature though, and I think they're trying to bring this into more of Bond's thing. But yeah, see that stuff. I don't know, but anyway, what yo, what the. What the hell was that?
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that grinds my gears a little bit. Yeah, that white poof. They better have teen mode or mature mode, because that white poof has to be red. Oh, maybe Jota, maybe it got taken out for YouTube. Maybe that's what I'm saying. It looks like it probably should be blood, and maybe for you, yeah, maybe like yeah, it could be. Because it definitely looks like, yeah, it might. You know what? It might be blood. Now that I'm thinking about it, Jota, maybe it is blood, because you could see that it's like, I think it's kind of strange that they don't have it in the game, and that it looks like it should be a blood effect, not a smoke effect. So maybe it is blood. Yeah, Don John, I agree, because it definitely looks like it should be there. Oh, I like that destruction there. That's pretty cool. You knocked the chandelier down, knocked the thing down. Yeah, I think if it is blood, that would be definitely add more to the combat action. But there we go with that stuff. But some of those animations, definitely looks like some Hitman rubbing off on there. But again, I don't know. I don't know. Oh. Yeah. Well, again, the blood thing, maybe they just took it out just for the YouTube previews and stuff like that. So maybe we'll see. You know, we'll see that they maybe edit in there later on. Oh, actually, let me ask, what is it? 007 First Light. Yeah. So I just looked it up. It says that it includes blood as part of its ESRB thing. So I'm thinking that those things were taken out just for the YouTube stuff. Well, let me see. Somebody asked the question. I'm just looking to see. Exploration elements, sand elements. And they're trying to do a lot. Remember, they got the car element as well to it. So this guy says here, well, this person says here in this forum, again, I don't know how real this is. Is there blood when you shoot people? I like to know this because there's no traces of blood in any of the trailers or gameplay videos. I'm wondering if it was turned off for the sake of YouTube guidelines, but the game actually does have an option to turn on blood. The game is rated, so he says here, I was wondering if it was a feature that was turned off guidelines, but the game actually does. So did this, who played it? Yeah, I don't know. Streamer mode or something like that. Yeah, maybe. Again, I don't know. I don't know these forums and stuff like that. All I know is what they're showing and stuff like that. Wow. I didn't realize it's Bloodgate, dude. I didn't even realize it's all over Steam, too. I noticed severe lack of blood in the gameplay showcase. It just looks bad. No blood effects at all. Dude, I didn't know this was Bloodgate. Oh, damn. Bloodgate. It says YouTube guidelines. All right. We'll see. We will see. It definitely looks more. Yeah, I do. Listen, I do like the elements of using the environment, like kind of that ad hoc, like grabbing a cup or like smashing somebody into a window or bouncing their head off the table. All that kind of stuff. I like that interaction with the hand-to-hand. The gunplay, it looks all right, but I like the hand-to-hand stuff in the sense of using the environment on it. So, yo, Lunchi, I love Just Cause, so there we go. So I'm glazed at Just Cause. Just Cause 3 was like my favorite. Talk about jank. So, but I just, yeah, I didn't know, like, you know, if that blood thing was a thing, but like, I like the environmental fights. It reminds me a little bit of a Hitman, what that Hitman is. But we'll see. You know, we'll see what it happens. Again, it will wait on that one there. Another quick thing here is Where Winds Meet got announced. It's a free-to-play game. It's going to be exclusive. They have announced that somebody caught it on X. They said that it's going to be a 6. What is this now? They found this thing. Again, another... Where is it? Here it is. Somebody found this on YouTube. On Twitter, there you go. Where Winds Meet, PlayStation console exclusive. Also available on PC. Not available on other consoles until at least 6 months after release date. So, talking about the world of exclusives. But, you know, I do think a lot of that stuff. So 6 months means like next May that you may be playing this game, Where Winds Meet here. And, you know, it's a free-to-play. Looks all right. Looks pretty cool.
Shrouded in smoke.
6 month exclusive. Are they going to fight like they fought on Wukong? I don't know.
Yet in darkness, legends are born.
To enter the jungle. Do you know the road up ahead?
It's out already, right? It's out already, so it's coming out now. Is this the 6 months?
You sure you can save them?
Because yeah, that's the release date trail. So is it May, right? That's when they're due. So is it coming out now? I don't know how Sony gets this stuff. I don't know. But this came out here like this, where was it? And we'll cover this here. And I think we've seen this many times before. Where is that part? Let me find it. Like, it just, they got, I don't know, man. I don't know if they, damn, what the hell is that? With this gotcha shit or whatever like that, but it really is these just weird things that the prioritization for the Xbox, dude. Yeah, it came out in November, so it should be coming out now. It should be coming out now, right? May for the console for Xbox. Maybe it's part of their announcement. Maybe it's their June showcase announcement. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, they found that was a 6-month exclusive because I guess people were waiting. Where was it? Or were they waiting for it? I don't know. All I know is it just said it was a 6-month thing. And I don't know if Sony paid for the 6 months, but you know how crazy everybody went over Wukong. They're saying Sony money hatting. I didn't see the money hat thing though. But yeah. Didn't even know. Came out November 15th, so May should be the time for it coming out. But like this came out here. See, so, and this is where I think this is the kind of stuff, and we'll get us into the conversation of what Asha has to face and stuff like that. But I don't know, Don John. I don't know if they're going to play it on there. It came out a while ago and had an expansion and everything. Dude, and still didn't come out on Xbox yet? It was that kind of exclusive? I didn't even know. That craziness. But look, this is... Companies can't afford to make Xbox ports where there's limited demand, says Japanese developer Sakuna of Rice and Rune. In Japan, it's not even stocked in major retail stores. This is the fight that they're going to have to... Like, they keep saying Xbox is back, and I still think it's very early to say that stuff, dude. Like, it's like... It just... Even if the games are not... The games have to have games. And if developers are about skipping them and can't afford to port it over or get 6 months exclusives, like in that game, where it's just like nobody's even asking, like, how did I even come? Oh, man, Wukong came out and they went ape shit over Wukong of an exclusive timeline. That game, I didn't even know the content and the stuff. It was 6 month exclusive. It just happens. And like, this is the stuff that's been happening to them. That a lot of, like, you just don't get games. Whether you play them or not. Oh, it says, Guapzilla says, where wins me is a Chinese yotai. Interesting. Magna says that, Magnera Lord says that, that's why they're going to PC. They'll take PC ports. Yeah, and that's why I think, too, the whole PC stuff that they're going to be going to is going to fill in the gaps of this stuff getting skipped. So, and Sakuna has a Metacritic score of 80, Jack says. There's nothing to like, this is the fight that they got. The skip. They're just missing out on games, and it could be the development, it could be just a lack of things. He says right here, it's not even stocked in retail stores. How is Xbox back? How is this coming? How? When globally it is not around. So it is definitely something that I don't know how they're going to fix this. I agree, old man. Wukong made a terrible mistake of not doing DLC and did an Xbox port. Now Tencent owns the developer. Yeah. They whined and complained about that. The Sony money hatting. But look, it's not even money hatting. It is just by default. And what's funny is that they forget, similar to the 360 and the PlayStation 3, a lot of those games came out on the 360 more polished, earlier, timed exclusives, just because the 360 came out a year before and devs were developing for it before the PlayStation 3. So by default, a lot of those 360 things just sort of happened because of the development timelines. And the PlayStation being expensive, not getting high adaptability, and having a more challenging cell processor. They forget that that was the mind share of the developers, and now Xbox has lost not just the mind share with the customer and the global audience, but they've lost the mind share of developers. Developers, how many times have they said we just don't have a priority, not at this time, to make an Xbox version of the game? And that's detrimental, especially when Microsoft, all they do is talk about, we're trying to make tools for the developers. We got this program for developers. We're here about developers. And it's like, developers don't care. Their mind share gone. Like they don't care. So not only do they got to win back fans to Xbox be back, but they got to win back the developers. What's up, Sick? How you doing, man? Go check out Sick's videos, man. He's been cooking all weekend. But it is crazy. That mind share is not just with the fans or the globe or with the customer. It's with developers. I don't know, Drep. I think they feel that these tools may jump on the bandwagon. I don't know. Maybe they think these devs want this stuff. They obviously putting out a Series S and X didn't go well with developers, and we're going to talk about the financials. But this is the global presence. Dude, they just said that, look at that 0.9 in Japan. What Japanese developer is going to say, yeah, I'm going to spend resourcing and timing and money and have my developers make a game for something that's sold to friends and family in Japan at 0.9? Look at them relative to the Switch 2 and the you're talking 0.9. They didn't even hit 1K. 0.9. Not even 1,000. And just look. Even if you say they're fake numbers. But look at the ratio. Look at the globe. Look at the US. You're talking about the Xbox Series S and S. That's two consoles, I always say. In the US compared to friggin' Switch 1, a console that came out is like at 10 and Xbox is at 18. You're fighting with last generation. And look at these other numbers. Switch 2 and PlayStation are in a league of their own. What is Xbox's back? I guess somebody didn't get the memo. Because I don't understand how we go from Xbox is dead to Xbox is back. And these are the numbers. And you think it's going to change? Oh, we're going to talk about it. How it's going to change. And what she needs to do. And then on top of that, we have this stuff going on with apparently more Halo games are going to be made, so they're going to milk this shit. Halo is on PlayStation going forward. This dude wore on a PlayStation thing. And they said that 2 more games are in development, Halo 2 and Halo 3. They are seriously going to milk the Halo franchise into Unreal Engine 5, each of them, and not do Master Chief Collection and call it a day. This hurts. This hits home. This hits home to me. Because diehard Halo fan, and this is where I just grinds my gears so much that they have destroyed this franchise. They could slap Unreal Engine 5 on this thing, but you want to know what? They need to move on. They needed to ship the Master Chief Collection and move on and fix Halo's story moving forward. Not going back to the Bungie Halos, the best ones, and remaking them in Unreal 5. And heaven forbid if friggin' Unreal 5 makes them janky Halos. If Unreal 5 makes them skip it, because they already showed the first Halo and it was skipping. It was stuttering. Like Satya, stuttering. That's what it was doing. Because the Unreal 5 in there, and don't do this. Don't do this. Get him in here. Yeah, it has been a while. Get in here. Tell them.
Stop! Enough!
All right, go back to the wall. Go back to the wall. But don't make them stuttering Halos. All right? Just because you want to try to get Unreal Engine because shit space didn't work, don't turn the Halos into friggin' stuttering disasters. And the fact that they're going to, like, how much time... I've said this about 5 years ago. Xbox was on borrowed time. They didn't have time for Phil Spencer to be like, yeah, it's going to come. We're going to show it at next E3. Wait to E3. Wait to E3. Dude, you don't have time to wait to E3. PlayStation's cooking with a whole bunch of games. Nintendo's cooking with games. You don't have time to wait to E3. You don't have time to delay these games out a year. You don't have time to add features, add frame rates. You don't have time. You got to hit hard and hit hot and hit ready. They're sitting here going, oh, they're going to be more. This guy. They're going to be more Halos coming. Rumor. Halo 2 and 3 remakes claimed to be in development. Halo 2 going to be full campaign remakes. Same approach as Campaign Evolved. Modern graphical fidelity. Updated gameplay mechanics. Optional sprinting. And no multiplayer. No multiplayer.
Great ass!
How are you going to introduce Halo to a new audience? Just like the first one. With no multiplayer. How? When you have the Master Chief Collection sitting there. And you could just say go. And it's everything that you ever need. All the multiplayer. Dude, that's what you need. What are you doing? And what's crazy about all this is Halo 1, 2, and 3 have like absolutely nothing to do with Halo Infinite story. Halo Infinite story destroys the story that they built in 4 and 5, the Reclaimer series. And 1, 2, and 3 are like antiquated story-wise. It's not even like Gears 1 and then you do Gears E-Day, which is a prequel to Gears 1. Kind of makes sense. Hey, coming back with Halo 1, 2, and 3 makes no sense at all because they are not even remotely even related to what's going on in Infinite. Infinite is in its own world. Infinite was a reset. Infinite scratched the whole Cortana and all that other stuff, going rampant and all that other stuff, and she went crazy with the Guardians and Halo 5, and you thought you were going to fight Cortana and the Guardians, and all of a sudden that whole fight happened already. And she had all the UNSC pinned down. And she was going to kill them, and then all of a sudden Atriox shows up, an enemy from Halo Wars, that nobody knew because that was a top-down strategy game. But Atriox, who you get introduced to in Halo Infinite, shows up. And now Cortana has a change of heart and goes after Atriox and sacrifices herself. Scraps the whole Guardians thing, her going rampant, Master Chief's relation to her, and they showed up with bootleg Joel and bootleg Cortana. Spoilers, sorry I didn't tell you before, but it's nothing to spoil because it was ass.
Great ass!
Ass. Ruined my whole friggin' franchise. It pisses me off that these pieces of shit don't know how to make great games. It pisses me off. That's what, and now they go back and say, oh, we're going to do it all again. Halo 2, 1, 2, and 3 remakes for who? The people on Xbox and PC have been playing Master Chief Collection since fucking 2014. Or whenever the hell you release that shit. 2018, 17, I don't know when the hell you put it on. 2017, they put it on PC. Who's coming back for the 2 and 3? With no multiplayer, when they got Master Chief Collection with the full slate of multiplayer. Who's this for? Where are those people? Who's this for? Even if it's for PlayStation, you're stupid because how would you put these games in there Halo 2 without multiplayer? Welcome PlayStation. Halo 3 without multiplayer? Who's who? Who are you selling this to? Even PC dudes have Master Chief Collection. Who is this for? Why? Because you're trying to test out Halo 5, a Halo Unreal 5? It is the stupidest thing ever. And what makes you, why are you wasting time with this shit when you should be doing a full reboot of Halo with Unreal, with a brand new story, incredible graphics, absolutely amazing multiplayer, a kick-ass story to bring Master Chief back to his roots and make the game that we've been waiting for and show that somebody besides Bungie can make a friggin' Halo game. I don't know who's wasting time on this horse shit. Trying to put lipstick on goddamn Halo 2 and 3. Oh, we're going to make them have sprint modes. Why? And no multiplayer. They're a shit show. A shit show. You want to know why they're a shit show? Because they got the biggest ass in gaming running these studios. That's why. That's why it's a shit show. They got the shittiest person in the world running these gaming studios, Mr. Great Ass himself, Big Booty Ho, Mad Booty Cheeks. That's who they got. And that's why there is no hope for their ass. Because they got the biggest ass in gaming running these things.
Like a blind man at an orgy, I was going to have to feel
Dude
things
don't
out.
know shit about gaming. And that's what they need to fix. I do not understand the logic here. And when 2 and 3 are going, when are they coming out? What, next year? Oh, we got Halo 2 next year. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Combat Evolved. No, the Xbox guys are not playing Combat Evolved with Unreal, especially if it's stuttering like what they showed. Nobody, like, it has no multiplayer. And Halo first campaign was slow as shit. And it had a lot of backtracking with the library. It was not the best, most action-packed campaign. 2 was incredible. 3 was great. 4 was great. 5 was great. You're going backwards. And I just don't get. And again, on PlayStation, like, are you crazy? Like, I really think people will buy the first one as sort of like as a novelty. Like, I got Halo on PlayStation. But I don't think anything beyond that. I don't think this is going to create a new audience. How? How do you rally people around Halo without multiplayer? Because that's what we need now. We need a solid arena-based multiplayer game with updated graphics and physics. It's a perfect fit. You bundle Halo 1, 2, and 3 campaign and multiplayer and put that on PlayStation or put that on Xbox. That's what you need in this world of service bullshit games and skins and horse shit. You make your traditional Halo arena shooter, capture the flag on Blood Gulch, bitch.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to go.
That's
back and
what
look
you
at
do.
that.
That's what you do. That's what we need right now. But they got the biggest ass in gaming running these studios over there, and they have lost their way with Halo. They've lost their way with Xbox. I don't know I don't know where the balls come from people saying Xbox is back. I don't get it. This is just milk.
Let me see that booty drop. Booty drop.
Gladstone Game with the 5. He goes, all these people are hoping for the impossible. Xbox has been trying for 20 years to have bangers and a solid gameplay. Neither ends are happening at Microsoft. Yeah. And notice that the main thing, honing in on the games. The games. the games, the games, the games. I don't know how many times I've said it on this channel since 6 years, since the inception of the Gaming Grind House. It starts with great quality games that mean to have people come to you to play these games. That's why I started the show with Saros. That's why we're talking about games on platforms, exclusive games, games that highlight your show, your hardware. And yes, they make alright games here and there, but they need to make the games. And they're just making bad decisions. This is a bad decision because I don't know how long this is going to take. I don't know what, like, I don't know if they're going to do Halo 1 in the spring, in the summer. And I can see Microsoft just be diarrhea because that's what they've been doing for the last year or so to make their margins, which we'll talk about. They've just been dumping out games with no kind of PR or public, just dumping out shit, overlapping a week, like just like they did last year. Ninja Gaiden 4, Call of Duty, what is it, the friggin' Lighthouse game. All this horse shit that they put out like week after week is like 1 week Ninja Gaiden with nothing. Like just dump these games out into a dumping ground. And I can see them do the same thing with Halo because Booty is not focused on quality. He looks at them as production and just output. I don't give a shit if you're putting out crap as long as you're putting out something. And that's how Booty runs the place. That's how you got Redfall at 30 frames. That's how you got Starfield at 30 frames. That's how you got Hellblade 2 at 30 frames. That's how you got Forza Motorsport after 6 years of being built. Face down, ass up content, update, the grind, a service-based Forza game, which was dead in a year. That game was coming out of quality every 2 years, Forza Motorsport. 6 years to make that service piece of shit, Forza Motorsport, content done in a year. And now you got Forza Horizon 5, the only 6. 5 is, they've been just changing the environments. Where's the innovation? You're at Forza Horizon 6 and still shipping it at 30 frames as an option. Are you kidding me? There should be no 30 frames. There should be 60 frames, upscaling, ray tracing. Move on, bitch. There should be no quality mode in at 30 frames in a racing game. The hell are you doing? Even stupid ass, don't go full Ubisoft. Friggin' The Crew doesn't have an option to go to 30 frames. It just says, yo, we are hitting 60. Ray trace on. Bitch, go. How the hell does shit ass Ubisoft do that in the friggin' The Crew with planes and planes and boats and motorcycles and Bigfoot and friggin' mopeds and dirt bikes and racing bikes and F1 cars and all different types of planes and all different types of boats in an open world game where you could go anywhere? Ubisoft doesn't have the option to go to 30 frames. But Forza 6 coming out in 2026. It's like, oh yeah, fidelity mode at 30. Are you drunk? This is not the first. This is not you figuring out the tools, dude. What the hell is that? Why is there always these weird ass shit? Why? Why are they so incompetent on how to make games? It amazes me that they're still here. I just can't understand how they're still, like, here. It's so friggin' frustrating how incompetent they are. And they have the balls to say that they hear us, the fans. They have the balls because it went gold today. It went gold today. I wish Project Gotham Racing came back. But I just don't understand. Where is it? And who knows? Maybe Playground was stretched too thin. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, you're right. Let them shut up and let them just make great games and stop with all the stupid stuff that they talk about. But it's just so strange that where's their thing? And that's another thing too. Like, remember the compression stuff? Dude, this game's 135 gigabytes on the X and 130 on the Series S. 160 on PC. So weird. And then here it is. Quality. We're including both quality and performance rendering modes. On X Series X, quality mode runs at native 4K at 30 frames with increased visual fidelity. No ray tracing, path tracing, any tracing, no tracing. While performance mode targets 4K, scaling dynamically to maintain 60 frames. The Series S, you know, the 1440p 60 box, right? Yeah, no, more like 1440p 30 box. 1080p 60. Remember the video we heard last week where Gaming Gandalf, Mr. I Think, said that I look at it. Remember when Paris was doing an interview? We did that interview on Monday of last week, remember? Well, the X Series S is just the same chip. It's just the 1440p 60 box.
Xboc Gandalf says, thou shalt not. I think.
Mr. I Think. What was that again? What box?
Xboc Gandalf says, thou shalt not. I think.
It's 1440p 30 on the Series S and 1080p 60 in performance mode. A disaster. A train wreck. Insane. I don't see any. It's a racing game. I don't see. We're in Japan. Ray tracing, lighting, incredible. And this is on Forza.net. Where's their marketing of the game? Where's the incredible ray tracing? On-car ray tracing. It just says increased visual fidelity. The hell does that mean? And remember, that's the mode that they showed the demo in, and there was no reflections on the cars as they were going through Japan. It was ass. And that Jason Ronald, who horsed that horse shit, he's leading you into the Helix generation. I don't know. I don't know if it has ray tracing. This is the problem they have. Where's your upsell? Where's your marketing? Where's all these features? This is Forza.net. It went gold. Increased, increased physics, increased moving objects, more people more traffic, more people. Like, if you're gonna ship the shit in 30 frames, you better tell me all the shit that you're turning on, right? More traffic density, more people in the streets, on the side, more lighting reflecting off the cars, more water effects, blah, reflections in anything. Am I selling the game for you, or is that my job? Is that my job? Where is the celebration of the quality of this game that's telling you, go get this now? You want to talk about exclusives? Here's your exclusive. And this is their salesmanship of it. This is your exclusive. You want to talk about, oh, Xbox got to do exclusives. Forza Horizon 6 is your exclusive right now. May. People better be lying. Like, if you want to hear what Asha said, that she's going to evaluate shit, here it is. Right here. So market your game, because This is it. This is what exclusives would do to Xbox. Right here. You think exclusives will save it? Well, Forza Horizon 6 is here to show if it would. And you come out with this foo-foo ass gob. Oh, here's a whole list of the audit. Do you really? What? Buried. Your Horizon soundtrack, and then your modes are down here. Dude, you should be highlighting how Forza Horizon 6 is the most incredible game that you have ever made. It is taking the you want me to sell it for you? It's probably not true. Forza Horizon 6 is the most incredible, most ambitious racing game we've ever made. Open world. We've took the incredible environment of Japan and made it real. That you could drive in and look at the reflections and the lighting coming off your car as it speeds down the streets with increased populations and traffic. This is it adds so much more lighting effects and path tracing and reflections because of the dynamic environments that Japan offers us. That's bigger and more advanced than what we did in Mexico. In Mexico, we focused a lot on the rock formations and a lot on the side and the natural beauty of Mexico. But now in Japan, we're able to do that, plus build the most detailed city that we have ever made before with the power of the Series X as we prepare for future projects. And the Forza Horizon 6 will lead us with that, with the most advanced graphics that we have ever put together. And here's a video showing that. Hey, Asha, you could send me the fucking bill. Like, this is what I don't understand. How do you not celebrate your games? How do you not promote your games? And not just with words, but with videos, with showing this stuff. Show the dynamic. This is the biggest time that Forza actually has a real big city in Japan, in Tokyo. This is a first. Forza should have emphasized that they created the most realistic city akin to like what Project Gotham Racing used to do. The details of the city and the lighting, and at night it is magical. Here it is. Where is the celebration of games? Not some dry ass shit like 30 frames and here's the music and then some 30 frames. This is their website. Increased visual fidelity. This is lame as shit. You got to tell people why 6 is better than 5. You got to tell people why this game is a must play on Xbox. So don't give me the bullshit that Xbox is back when they're pulling this kind of weak ass shit with their games. That's the problem. Actions speak louder than words. And there's a lot that she needs to do and make games the focus, not the background of the fucking dashboard, not some logo, not some diamond animation. These are little bitch ass moves. But when it comes down to the games, high and dry. Nothing to see here, yeah. And that's the problem they've always had. Where Nintendo and PlayStation shove that game in your face that it makes you feel like you don't even belong in gaming if you don't go buy that game. And then on top of that, because of that FOMO, people share videos and experiences and photos, and you sitting there going, holy shit, am I a gamer? Because I did not buy Saros. Everybody's playing that friggin' game. Everybody's sharing videos. Everybody's showing it. Are you a gamer? That's what they do. They make their games must play with showing it and demoing it and featuring it and explaining the ins and outs. I couldn't tell you, besides the world that Forza Horizon 6 is in, what the hell the differences were between this and 5. and they had a bunch of hokey dokey people play the game at 30 frames, and that's what they said. Meanwhile, Microsoft can't even speak for itself and promote its own games. I just gave you the sizzle reel of exactly what they needed to do and show it. And guess what? It's an exclusive. It's an exclusive right now. It's not on PlayStation. The thing that you guys saying that you need to win, it's right there. Why, instead of praising Asha, why aren't you going, Asha, why are we not shouting from the rooftops that Forza Horizon 6 is coming out? And not with controllers and stupid-ass headphones, but with actual gameplay that shows that this is the most advanced racer that you have ever built. This is the best you got, nonetheless. If you look at their whole library of games, Forza Horizon series now, Forza they killed. Forza Horizon has been the only series that's kind of stood the quality time, but it's been wearing thin because all they keep doing is changing the backgrounds without evolving the gameplay. Same festival, different place. And that's their recipe. Just, yep, same shit. They tried 1 year with seasons online and online seasons. They did some volcano racing in the last one, dude, and now they got Japan. Like, where's the underglow? Where's the whole nightlife scene? Where's the garage races where you're doing, you're racing around doing drift racing in a garage, in a parking garage? All that stuff from Tokyo Drift. That should be fully featured here. Let's see. Let me see. Here we go. Tokyo Drift. Forza Horizon. You're gone. Japan awaits. Japan awaits. Gameplay teaser. I want to see underglow and everything. Let's see. Where's the underglow? Japan awaits. Where's the underglow? Where's the nightlife? Where's the street racing? Midnight Club-esque. Why am I racing in the day still? Japanese car culture. They missed the whole boat on why people wanted to go to Japan. Not to race dune buggies, dude. Not to race and have Mount Fuji in the background. Dude, does that make you feel like you're in Japan? Where's the whole nightlife? Where's the underglow? Where's the mod nation? Dude, Need for Speed did it better. Who racing in the snow and racing dune buggies? It's the same shit. That's your lame-ass city. And nonetheless, look at the bottom. In-engine footage, these sons of bitches. In-engine footage. In-engine footage. They got the balls to show in-engine footage. Everybody wanted to go to Japan because of the nightlife. Not there. But anyway. Yeah, pre-order now. Coming May 13th. Here's your exclusive. Look. Xbox Cloud, Xbox on PC, Xbox X and S on Steam. Everywhere but PlayStation. You guys are happy now? You happy? You got your exclusive. It's right here. Why you keep talking about exclusives when you got one right now? This is it. There it is. Suck it, PlayStation. Go buy an Xbox for this game. Go ahead. Here's your exclusive right now. There it is. We have a wish list for PS5. Who the hell knows? But look, there's no PlayStation 5 logo. Look, are you happy? Why are you look, it has every tramp stamp available. Play anywhere, Game Pass. Dude, every tramp stamp. There it is. There's your exclusive. Show Asha that this is what you need to do to be successful. It's right here. You just don't want it on PlayStation. You could care less for it on Steam. You just don't want it on PlayStation. Well, here's your biggest game, Forza Horizon 6. There it is. This is the game you should be celebrating. Not worrying about what Asha's going to evaluate. You should be worried about Forza Horizon 6 right now. Not worried about if she's going to show logos on the June showcase. Right now, here's your exclusive. There it is. You can't make any crystal clear than that. But yet, when it comes to games, nope. Instead, they get excited about this shit. Mr. Our good friend, hit that like button, grinders. We're cooking. Pissing me off, man. Halo got me pissed.
Xboc scandal says, thou shalt not. I
There he is. Just when you think game dev update spring 2026 May 7th, just when you think they couldn't have said enough at the Game Developers Conference and sending out Project Helix shit, they are now having May 7th a game dev update. Devs just said that we're going to skip Xbox because we don't have the time and money to do it because it's shitty install base. But they're going to do a game dev update. What will be in such thing? Well, Mr. Dirty Tom, Xbox is holding a game dev update next week, targeting at game developers. Oh, shit. So guess the game conference was for the influencers. Now we're talking for the game developers. All right. They already fed the influencers their shirts. Now we're going to talk to the devs. It will offer, quote, a closer look at Project Helix and what it represents for the future of Xbox. I wouldn't expect any news from this, though. More of a recap of the GDC Project Helix info. Grinder, let me ask you a question. How are they expect to go back to Xbox? Like, I don't understand this. How are they going back to Xbox consoles? And the Series X and S is sitting on store shelves, if they even are stocked. And don't you think talking about a next generation console is not going to make people run out and go buy Xboxes, even if they were? If there were like 5 people saying, I'm going to buy an Xbox, and you're hearing all about Project Helix, and they got clowns in the street wearing Project Helix shirts, and it's like, oh, Xbox already announced their next console. Well, I guess I'll just wait. Maybe 1 out of those 5 dudes still goes ahead and buys a friggin' console. Like, all this talk about a system that we know nothing about. We don't know what games it's going to play. We don't know how it's going to function, what the operating system is. They throw that it's going to play your PC games. We don't know how. We talk about preservation programs. All you're doing is telling people right now, don't do shit. Don't buy anything. Don't buy games. Don't buy a console. Wait, because we keep running our mouth about something that's not ready. How do you go back to Xbox when all you're trying to do is get away from it? And what they're trying to do, and I said this before, and where's Blade, John Wayne? That's what they should be asking. Instead, tell us more about this friggin' pie in the sky Project Helix. What they're trying to do, and I said this before, is get developers to support the Windows Store. And what they're trying to do is saying by supporting the Windows Store, you're also supporting the Xbox console. That will make the transition smooth. And I've said this before. Asha's job is to sell you Project Helix. She said it in a quote that I read on Monday last week. Her job is to, what she said in the bullet point, stagnate Gen 9. Stabilize Gen 9. stabilize, and prep for Project Helix. She wants everybody to stop with the hemorrhaging, which we're going to see, and get ready to move on there. And why they're being so aggressive, because you got to think, if it was about selling consoles or bringing Xbox back and getting it ready for GTA 6 and all the big games like Halo that you got and Gears coming, you will be ramping up your hardware, your current hardware that could play these games. But you're not. You're talking about something new, something different, which is not going to make people buy the stuff now. But the reason why they got to do this is because the developers making Xbox games, they will screw whatever developer loyalty they have. Trust me on this. They will screw developer loyalty if they're making games for the Xbox console, this thing right in the middle, and they don't make it for the Windows Store. Because when Helix gets released, those games that are not Windows Store enabled are going to get left behind and will have to be part of the forward compatibility or preservation program. And what they're trying to avoid is having more games ready on the Windows Store when you boot up your Helix, because that's exactly the storefront that Helix is going to use, the Windows Xbox Store. And they want to make sure that devs are supporting that, so when you boot up your Helix, you're not sitting there with your pants dropped going, oh shit, where are all my games? That's why they're so aggressively speaking about this, even though it's not ready, because they are prepping devs to not be left behind, because they are leaving the Xbox console behind. That's exactly why. It's the only reason why they're talking so aggressively to this, but they're trying to still say Xbox is back. If it was back, you would be pushing these 2 white and black boxes right now. You would be highlighting the games for them, getting ready for GTA 6, making sure they're in stock, not that they're not anywhere to be found globally. You will be building on these things that are already there that play all the games right now. Instead, you consistently, we just talked about it in January. Now they need a spring update. Why are you doing another update on Project Helix? Because the Windows Store needs to be saved. That's right, Mr. Tennis. They got to make sure that Windows Store is stocked when you boot up that Xbox. I'm telling you, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. And I told you, keep an eye on what updates happen to the Xbox dashboard. They're going to be updates that, and again, that whole achievement thing and all that shit, that was already on the preview cloud. She's trying to line up these operating systems as much as they can. And that Xbox mode just got released, which exactly why would they call it Xbox mode when it's just an app on PC? That's not an Xbox. But that's Asha Ness right there for you. She's going to Asha Ness their ass and say, no, that's an Xbox. And what's crazy is that this thing right here has the same thing on it. And what did everybody say, Grinders? What did everybody say? That's not an Xbox. It's the Xbox app on that Asus ROG Ally. How's that doing, by the way? They talked enough about it, right? They talked more about it than before it came out and then after it came out. That tells you all you need to know. They spent a whole summer. When we were sitting here last year, it was all about this handheld. Handheld this. Next Microsoft handheld. Our ROG Ally.
Seen the next Xbox hardware release. Our Xbox Ally handheld.
Our Xbox. Our Xbox. Our handheld. They talked 8 months about the stupid thing. Comes out in October, November. Shit was dead by December. Nobody talking about it now. They added some update where they added some super resolution upscaling. Asha's like, oh, they added some resolution upscaling to this thing. And then know what everybody was saying underneath it? When's that upscaling resolution coming to Xbox consoles? Crickets. Crickets. Crickets, dude. Look. You don't believe me? I'll show you. Right here. It was with their update. Their update right here where they added... Was this it? Hold on, I'll find it. Oh shit, he's still here. Gaming Gandalf. Hit that like button, grinders. Tell you, this is gonna be grinds my gears, man, because I'm like, this shit is just driving me. It is just insane how they're doing this stuff. Oh, it was before the earnings. That disaster of the earnings, yeah. Here you go. This one. No, not you, mister, I think. Get over here. Here you go. There's Asha again, running them out. We are refocusing our AI efforts to solving player problems, like enhancing real-time graphics, improving discovery, and deepening personalization. Auto SR shipping is a good early example. Models reconstruct high-frequency detail from low-resolution frames, increasing image quality and performance. We're rolling out some ROG Ally updates this month. And what did they say in Asha? Well, grinders, I asked, because I said you guys owe a tweet. Is this coming to the Xbox Series console? Back to Xbox. Grinders, I hope you liked it. I'm going to like myself. There we go. Let's see if Asha responded. Oh, no, you guys did. Grinders, good cooking. Good cooking. I asked. Didn't ask me. Kudos for supporting something that absolutely nobody wants. Keep up the great work. Now Fanboy's going to go after Auto ASR. What is Xbox? I wish your AI will help make the console as offline friendly. And Andre said Timu PSSR. Odd request. Wait a second. What did you say? Auto up resolution. Kuba fixed the frame pacing for his upscaling. And I think they said here on the Xbox, this guy is ready. But when's it coming to Xbox? What? This is a feature only on the PC. Only on the PC. When's it coming to the console? If console is the core. And again, we're refocusing our AI efforts. A lot is refocusing. I'm telling you right now, she don't know. She has no clue of what's going on. And then Xbox mode. Grinders. Xbox mode just got rolled out. Microsoft is the only company that announced stuff twice. They all like Tommy two times. We're going to do Xbox mode, Xbox mode. It's like you already had Xbox mode in preview. But now you're going now it finally rolls out the alpha beta's son former roommate plan, and now it's actually public now. So they get to announce it again. And I want to show you something here. So, where's our good friend? Where is he? There you go. Our good friend Dusty Ben. Good friend Dusty says, a quick look at the Xbox mode. Oh, look at this. Quick look at Xbox mode. Ready? Tell me that this is an Xbox, because this is what they're going to tell you. There it is. This is an Xbox. This is the mode that's on your PCs right now. And I agree. Play Night is better. Play Night could add anybody's... Play Night, you could change the whole interface. This is their Xbox mode. And I wouldn't be surprised if Helix is this. Look at all those Steam games, Epic Store games. They're hyping up dynamic backgrounds on the Xbox console. This shit's dry as hell. What are they going to say when they come to this dry-ass interface? Look at this. Look at this stupid mode. It drives me crazy. Look at this. You have to pop-ups. You have to click on every, like, you're just moving a mouse around. Do you see this, right? You have to select every little piece. Like, watch when he gets his friend. Look, he's on the X. And now he has to scroll down. Like, his friends list is like 3 drops down. He has to go down, down. He's on X. He has to drop down to more options, drop down to start a... Watch how many times he has to drop down to get to his friends list. Look, he has to click on everything. Look at that. Because all you're doing is moving a mouse cursor around. And show me what happens when you click on that right there. When you go on that website, you're going to be in mouse mode with your controller. Why don't you click on that web page right there, Dusty Bin? You want to show us what this thing does. Click on that web page and show us how all of a sudden a mouse cursor pops up and now you're using your controller to move a mouse around. Like this. That's what the console games want?
Dusty Bin said, why did he leave?
Yeah, click on settings, see what happens. Take you to the Windows settings.
And now he is out buying PS5 Pro. Time to make the cookies. I can't into cat for Xbox and glaze. And now he is out buying PS5 Pro. Time to make the cookies.
I love the ads here. Earn $50 on your credit card. Replace Beyond Spring Sale, some Game Pass featured stuff. Now let me show you what the Xbox fans want. What they want Project Helix to be. Let me show you what the Xbox fans want and what they're looking for. Dude, they're hyping up this friggin' dashboard right here, dude. You tell me that Xbox mode is anything close to this. Not even close. But let me show you what the fans want for next generation. Let me show you this dude made this thing, which I thought was friggin' awesome. But look. Our dashboard came to life just so you get an idea of what it would be like. Imagine turning on the console and not just seeing menus, but an interface that breathes and reacts. Dude, look at this. Dude brought back avatars. This is what they want. A console-first UI interface that uses the controller and just plays some friggin' games. Not a menu screen of icon diarrhea that sends me every dashboard friggin' shortcut for every game that I own or I've seen or downloaded. Why can't they just do this? This is what they want, Asha. Not that dry ass Xbox mode. That's trying to recreate the end. Like, it's ridiculous. You have an Xbox dashboard sitting right there. You're putting motion backgrounds on it, and you got an Xbox mode on PC, and it's dry as shit. It doesn't even look like a friendly user interface. It looks like a Play Night is so much better than that. This is what they want. That's what they want. And this is what you're trying to, this is what they have now. And you're going to try to sell them this trash. And notice that. Notice what Dusty Bin didn't cover. Look at the mouse cursor. What? First off, what is that, Grinders? I'm going to move the screen up for you. What is that at the bottom? What is that big ass Windows taskbar at the bottom? Oh, really? And watch what happens. How it detects the mouse first. Oh, Dusty Bin, what's that? Look at operators. There's a mouse cursor there. What happened? Look at the mouse cursor. Oh, there it is on the right-hand side. Why is there a mouse cursor on my UI for controller? And then all of a sudden, the mouse goes away and the controller kicks in. There's your mouse. And controller now. You need that headache. And I'm telling you, the reason why we're focusing on this, and you may go like, dude, why do we keep talking about this dashboard? Because I'm telling you, this is the UI. This is why they put it on all PCs right now, because this is what they're going to try to tell the dudes sitting on Xbox console thinking Asha cares about them. She is going to make this similar to that and try to convince them this is an Xbox. That's her job. That's why she's pre-glazing them. She's grooming them. She's getting them all glazed up with all these little W's and wins and waste of time. See? Here she goes. Asha, look at this. Dropping today our new logo and dynamic backgrounds, profile and gamer pics. And here they all are. Look at them. Oh, Asha, we even fixed it for you. We made it look better. Dude, you're giving her low-hanging fruit, man. This is stupid. Right? Wild Wolf says, Phil talking about just make great games, doesn't do anything, and then Saros comes out. Exactly. Microsoft will be able to sell you if they give gamers what they want. What will Microsoft be able to sell you if they give gamers what they want? Great games, right? But all this stuff, what is she doing? Dynamic backgrounds. Changing the name again. Look, Microsoft Gaming was a temporary legal move. I was told the Microsoft Gaming entity was a legal temporary thing that set up specifically to facilitate the Activision Blizzard. Yo, they changed the name of the whole division to buy that stupid company that they're taking the games out of Game Pass. It is insane on what they're trying to do. Because that's what she's trying to do. She's trying to groom them back. In order to then drop the bomb on them. Phil did the same thing. The same exact playbook. Drop the price. Show them it's about games. Listen to the fans. Get some easy wins on feedback. Add dashboard updates. Pull Connect out of the box. All that stuff before he pulled the whole rug from everybody and started putting games on PC and said it's not about Xbox and about everything else. So, where are they right now? Where is Xbox and their financials? Well, they got this out there. Again, I don't understand it. I don't understand the reasoning for sending out PR shit for something that doesn't exist. I don't understand. They keep doing it. But Asha had 60 days, right? She had 60 days at Xbox. She said, happy 60 days to me, and that's when she put out her memo. Well, the last time Phil left, the first quarter was over. This was Asha's quarter. So hit that like button, grinders. We're going to look at some numbers. I'm not going to try to bore you with all the numbers because I think they're pretty self-explanatory. in what they do and what it is. But here we go. So, the numbers were shared. Shout out to Lunchi. We'll cover Lunchi right now. Shout out to Lunchi. He's in the chat. Hit that like button. Here's their fiscal earnings. Quarter 2026. Windows OEM and devices revenue down. Windows OEMs are anything but Windows, right? Even the Asus ROG Ally X. Down 2%. Gaming revenue down 7%. Xbox content and services revenue down 5%. Remember, it's about gamers where they play, and everybody plays, we all win. Content everywhere, 5%. Xbox hardware down 33%. The thing that's supposed to be back, 33%. And this is just quarter after quarter after quarter. I don't even know how low it can go. But everything is down. And I think we can see the numbers and know that that's not good, right? But the perspective that I want to give you is think about it. Their games are everywhere. This is down by putting their games on PlayStation. All their games on PlayStation. Call of Duty is in Game Pass. Game Pass prices went up $30. Revenue share increase, right? You increase the prices of your subscription, less people, but paying more money. You went up Game Pass in September from $20 to $30. Did you lose that many subscribers? Because you increased the price by $10 for those subscribers. And you're still not making, you're still down 5%? Think about everything that they're at. You sold a handheld ROG Ally. And your OEMs and devices. This is the first time you release a branded Xbox handheld. And you're still down. You stocked Xboxes on store shelves. Dusty Bin was calling them over the holidays. And you're still down. Their games are everywhere. On TVs, on mobile phones, on handhelds, on Samsung, on Meta Quest, on PlayStation, on Steam, on Epic Store, on Nintendo, on their own platform, in Game Pass, on cloud, Play Anywhere, everything. They have thrown everything out the window. It's out everywhere it can be. And you're still down. And not just one quarter, you've been down. They were down when their games were not on PlayStation. They were down when their games were only on Xbox. That's the reason why they did Game Pass, because their games weren't selling. That's the reason why they put Master Chief on Steam, because people weren't buying the games on PC in the Windows Store. That's the reason why they bought Bethesda and Activision, because people were not putting their games in Game Pass. So Microsoft said, let's buy you. And after all that, still down. That's a problem. It's not just the quarter. You got to look at everything that they've done and the reasoning. And now you fired Phil Spencer. You fired Sarah Bond. So Asha came in talking big, talking Xbox in February. That's March. That's April. That's 3 months of Asha fluffing those fans, getting people back to Xbox. down. 33% down. You have a new CEO talking big, new changes, getting people rallied up because she put a dashboard background out there and said 2 words, hear ya. The internet made you think that Xbox is back and cooking and going to compete and slap around PlayStation. That was this quarter. Here are the numbers. These are the numbers. And you think it's going to change? Shout out to Ron M with the VIPs. Let's get those numbers in there. Hit that like button. Taking 5 to the balcony.
Welcome to all VIPs Ultimate Grinders.
265, baby. Ow! You got Hammond Spy, Merc, shout out to Merc. You got Rayman, Don John, Sean, Beyond Gaming, and Pablo Macau. I appreciate it, man. Shout out to Ron. But you think it's going to change. That's the thing that boggles my mind. I just go, they done everything except make great games to drive their platform. Now, I was listening to Tim, Don John. I was listening to Tim. I went into the show. I'm going to get him back on here. He needs a complete booking, head to toe deglazing. But his tone is changing as we get closer to June and he sees these dismal numbers. Because you got to look at what Asha's working with right here. Let me ask you a question. It's turning into they better or I'm gone. That's here's Windows for you. Here's Windows for you. See what I mean? You want this in your gaming? Nice pop-ups. There you go. Because it's gone. They're making it exclusive to please send emails to me and shout out. I'm going to send it to make a case that this is what the fans want and you're not listening to them. So him going from like, I know what's happening to it has to happen or else as we approach June. And I think she's going to pull the Forza Horizon 6 and kind of tease that, you know, it's coming out first to Xbox and then come out later to PlayStation. That's the farthest they're going to go. But I think, look at these numbers. You think anybody, you don't need a business background. You seriously sit here and look at these numbers and go, oh yeah, Asha could pull those games off of Steam and PlayStation. Dude, what would their gaming revenue and Xbox content and services be if they pull their games off of the other platforms? They're everywhere right now and they're down. You're going to take it off 100 million potential PlayStation customers? You're going to take it off 1 trillion PC Steam users? Yes, it's not selling bangers, but I'm sure it's fluffing those numbers way bigger than just your console itself. Because the whole reason why you had to go there was because it wasn't selling enough on your platform. So the solution is to bring it back to only on your platform for who? For Boomstick and a bunch of people that got a bunch of Helix shirts? They get the games for free anyway. They don't even buy their games. You send them free shit anyway. It's not even like you make the influencers actually earn their shit. They talk good about you and you send them games like it's freaking candy on Halloween. As long as they keep talking good about you. It's not yielding any better sales. You just feed them free games. They just say, yeah, I'll cap for you as long as you send me free shit. And you guys are in that love triangle back and forth. Good job. But it's not selling anything. You are everywhere right now, and these are your numbers. You're everywhere. How is she going to save Xbox? Exclusives are going to do what? And notice the words that Asha said. Asha said, and they got, and right, know what, Davis? They got exclusives right now. Forza Horizon 6 is an exclusive. Use that. Grounded 2 has been an exclusive. These are the numbers. Grounded 2 is an exclusive. It's not on PlayStation. That's what they call exclusives nowadays. It could be everywhere else, but if it's not on PlayStation, that's an exclusive. Grounded 2 is not on PlayStation. Forza Horizon's not on PlayStation. Janky Jones wasn't on PlayStation. Redfall's an exclusive. Forever. You got exclusives right now. These are your numbers. Those are exclusives. What games you think you have? What games? You think Fable? Well, Fable already got announced. Day and date coming to PlayStation. What? What's coming? Clockwork Revolution? That's going to get everybody to buy an Xbox? It looks cool, but you got to do better than that. You need banger after banger after banger. And make it exclusive. You're telling me that Halo, the Master Chief Collection, the third time around, is going to... that pulling off PlayStation? These are your numbers. You have exclusives. Grounded 2, Horizon. And then let's hear about, like, you know what? Let's ask Amy in the Hood what she thinks about Horizon, since we're hyping that up. That's a big exclusive, right? Let's see what Amy in the Hood has to say about that. Hey, Amy in the Hood.
Content and service.
Yeah, she is. Let's hear what Amy in the Hood has to say about next quarter, because Forza Horizon's coming out. Banger exclusive. Clint's not an exclusive, Guap. That actually came out on PlayStation. Oh, shit. It did. Let's hear what Amy Hood has to say, given that they got a banger of a Forza Horizon 6, the best game they got. Let's see if Amy can celebrate the future of Xbox. And she knows that they're going to announce a bunch of games in June at the showcase. So Amy in the Hood's got to be hyped as shit, knowing next quarter is going to be better than this one. Next quarter, we got Forza 6. We got Games Show. Asha coming out party with the games and all man, booty cheeks in there. She must be hyped as fuck. Let's see how Amy in the Hood is.
And in Xbox content and services, we expect revenue to decline in the low teens, reflecting a prior year comparable, as well as the recent price changes for Xbox Game Pass, as we focus on delivering more value to gamers. Hardware revenue should decline year over year. And in Xbox content and services, we expect revenue to decline in the low teens, reflecting a prior year comparable, as well as the recent price changes for Xbox Game Pass, as we focus on delivering more value to gamers. Hardware revenue should decline year over year. And in Xbox content and services, we expect revenue to decline in the low teens, reflecting a prior year comparable, as well as the recent price changes for Xbox Game Pass, as we focus on delivering more value to gamers. Hardware revenue should decline year over year. And in Xbox content and services, we expect revenue to decline in the low teens, reflecting a prior year comparable, as well as the recent price changes for Xbox Game Pass, as we focus on delivering more value to gamers. Hardware revenue should decline year over year. And in Xbox content and services, we expect revenue to decline in the low teens, reflecting a prior year comparable, as well as the recent price changes for Xbox Game Pass,
Content and services again? Yeah, I was on mute. Sorry. She's saying that it is going to be down in the low teens. I don't get it. No faith in any of their software. Nothing about we're releasing some first-party games. That's going to be. Now, Asha didn't get me. I didn't want to stop the reverb. But Corey, you're right. She's the real Madam Xbox. Madam Xbox. Low teens. That's their next quarter. Do you think that she's going to go in there and go, yeah, you know what? We're just going to pull these games off of other platforms and just make them exclusive because that's what the fans want? They don't care about the fans. They don't care about the fans at all. That's the point. And that's where I wish the Xbox fans had thicker skin. To realize that Asha is, yes, you know what? And I don't want to, listen, I don't want to take anything away from Asha, what she's saying and what she's doing. I just don't trust her because I don't trust Xbox and what they've done. Because I don't believe they think the gamer is important to them. The gamer is a lemming. The gamer is just something that they could just kind of coerce and buy off. And you'll just follow them wherever they go, like evangelize them. Phil said it. And I think that's messed up. If the fans are telling you what they want, you listen to the fans. And maybe if Asha came in, maybe 3 years ago when Redfall came out and Starfield and you Starfield, and maybe she was talking this stuff, maybe it would have been good, but she came in too late. This ship has sailed, man. And that's why she gave those words, dude. She gave those words. She said to stabilize Gen 9. How do you say that Xbox is back when the new CEO said to stabilize? She didn't say to grow Gen 9. She didn't say to make Gen 9 bigger and expand Gen 9. She said to stabilize it. Well, what do you stabilize? You stabilize something that is dying. You don't stabilize something that's growing. You don't stabilize something that's blowing up and populating. You stabilize something that is dying. She said that in her bullet point. You want to talk about the exclusive little sentence she put in there. She also said, we will reevaluate exclusives, AI, and windowing. Windowing? What the hell is that? That's some red light district shit? I don't know what that is. But the timed exclusivity? As a bullet point, it was stabilizing. There are your numbers. That's the hardware. Stabilize Gen 9. Yeah, you stabilize something that's on life support, that's dying. You don't stabilize something that's blowing up or something you want to do huge. We want to increase Gen 9. We want to, she said stabilize Gen 9. There are your numbers. That's why she needs to stabilize it. She has to stabilize the hemorrhaging because she needs to keep a few dudes around to convince them that Project Helix is an Xbox and begin the migration to Windows PC. And to further that point, and Corey says, to be fair, she can't afford to actually listen to our community. Exactly, Corey. She's in here too late. Maybe if she came on 3 or 4 years and maybe when Phil said Redfall and that's me and that's on me, and he says I should be fired. Remember when Phil's like, there's a lot of firing of Phil right now? I think that's when maybe they should have got rid of Phil. Because ever since then, he was a goof. He was a goof before that. And maybe if they had her in there around that time, around Redfall, and she could have used the Starfield exclusivity and really try to get exclusivity. But again, I think it's out of all their control. And I saw a Bootleg Jess article. We'll go through that too, man. You're going to get a banger of a show. We're going to go through that. But Xbox is fighting against Windows. They're fighting against themselves. And I'm going to tell you, the only thing that could save Xbox is getting out of Windows. That's it. As soon as Windows got involved, the brand went to shit. As soon as it became, and now's the thing. When Xbox was just Xbox, and what's crazy is that they were a small, like a passion project, and they were able to make games. They were able to make Blinks and you know and all those Bloodwake and get developers on board and Tao Fang and get all these games on there. And this is why I talk so much about Xbox, because I grew up with it. It's my passion. I love Xbox, and it just kills me of how much they destroyed this friggin' brand that I'm not going to go down fighting, saying all the shit that they did to destroy the thing that I grew up with. The franchises that I loved. And they just destroyed them because they wanted to do Windows bullshit. And now it's all out of the gates. Now it's just going to be Windows. They're really going to kill this shit off right now. Because you got to look at these numbers. What happens? That minus 33% of hardware revenue. You know what happens? In the next couple of years, it drops off. Riddick. Exactly. Thank you. Riddick. MechAssault. The list goes on and on. MechAssault. I remember when Phil took over. He was saying how, I got friends over at Forza Studios. I'll bring back MechAssault. Again, the glazing Phil. To pander to fans. To make us think that Phil heard us and that he was going to bring back MechAssault. I remember him. Rest in peace, Kal-El, man, over at the game, one of the video podcasts, man. He had Phil on, and he was talking about MechAssault. And Forza Studios. Oh, I got friends over there. We'll bring back MechAssault. I hear you and sit. And did nothing. All glazing. Oh, yeah, all name dropping. And amounted to shit. His Hexen shirt. Exactly. Corey's Hexen shirt. It's crazy. That they did that to those franchises. But think about what happens. Why they could easily say that Xbox hardware is down. It's down. It's down. You want to know why? Because Xbox hardware is going away. Take it away! In another couple years, that metric is going to drop off, and it's going to be Windows OEM hardware. That's what it's going to be. And you see, Asha says right here, Asha had to say something. Earnings today, while we made progress expanding our business and our margins, player and revenue growth, while we made progress expanding the business and our margins, player and revenue growth has not met our ambition. We know we have work to do to earn every player today and in the future. Asha, you're not going to earn them. You're not going to earn them with dashboard updates. You're not going to earn them with dashboard updates. And you hear, listen, earn every player today in our future. Wow, she really does care. She really cares about Xbox fans. Well, Grinders, I told you that she is just Satya's puppet. Is that genuine? She wants to earn you back? Because in the same financial call, look what Stutter and Satya said. No stutter. What is Satya? Where's Satya here? In the same financial call, she says, we're going to earn back our Xbox fans. Wow, Asha really cares. Asha really listens. Asha really wants to bring back Xbox. Well, I should have the quote up here. Where is he? I'm trying to find it here. But Satya said they are making an initiative this year to win back Windows, Xbox, and Bing. Our customers, to win them back. Satya said that. So it's not just an Xbox thing. It's a Microsoft whole ass thing. It's a Microsoft initiative. So what Asha's doing is just Satya's bidding. That's what she's doing. She's not doing this because she wants Xbox to be back and even break off from Windows. And they said fight Satya and all that other stuff. Dude, Satya basically said, she said she wants to win back fans. What the hell that friggin' Satya quote? I'm going to find it. Trying to find it right here. I had it on yeah, this thing sucks. But yeah, he basically said, we got to win back our customers across all these things. So tell me now that she's doing something not that Satya doesn't want? That she's doing something that she's on her own? She's a vigilante? She got in there and is like, screw you, Satya. I'm going to bring Xbox back whether you like it or not. Where's his quote? Dude, where is anybody have the link to it? Asha has a Satya Glaze. Yeah, it's crazy. Because as soon as I saw what Satya said, I'm like, she's just doing his bidding. That's all she's doing is just doing his bidding. No, that the bootleg said that, but no, we'll go with bootleg's article. But no, I'm talking about the financial call. I'm talking about the financial call with Satya, because Satya talks about it after they showed the bad numbers. Then Satya runs his mouth and says what he has to say, and that's where he used to say, "Oh, games sold on PlayStation, all this other stuff." Like he talks like outside of after the financials, he like debriefs them. Here it is. Found it. Sorry, it took a little time. See? Satya just commented on winning back customers across Windows, Xbox, and more. So here's Satya's quote. So tell me that Asha is a vigilante doing something different, right? This is Satya, her boss, who appointed her there. When it comes to our customer business, we're doing the foundational work required to win back fans and strengthen engagement across Windows, Bing, Xbox, and Edge. In the near term, we are focused on fundamentals, prioritizing quality and serving our core user business. You see in the work underway across consumer products. Wow, Asha's doing updates and everything. She really cares about Xbox. Let's read the next sentence. With Windows, we recently announced performance improvements for lower memory devices, streamlined the Windows Update experience, and brought back focus to core features and fundamentals that matter most to our customers. Asha really can't. You also see this with Xbox, where the team is recommitting to our core fans and players and shaping the future of play. You know what that is, Project Helix. They keep saying the future of play. The future of play should be right now. It should be the games that we play right now. No, they're shaping the future of migrating your ass over to PC. That's exactly what they're doing with that Xbox app. Last week's Game Pass changes are one example of how we're staying responsive to customer feedback. Monthly active user Windows devices surpassed 1.6 billion. Bing monthly active users reached 1 billion for the first time. We set new records for monthly active users in the quarter, as well as the game streaming hours. In Microsoft 365, we have nearly 95 million subscribers. You set new record for monthly active users and you were down in everything. If I was a finance person going, what the hell happens when you don't hit the record for monthly active users? If these are the numbers that we're seeing with your highest record of monthly Xbox active users, what happens when you don't hit that number? That's what I would be asking. If you had my money, would you be asking that stuff, Don John? Davis, would you guys be like, yo, this is, you set new records for monthly active Xbox users, and these are your numbers? Minus 33, minus 5 in content and services? Shit, what happens when we don't hit those numbers? This is the issue. So now with this out there, he says right there, it's a company-wide initiative to win back fans of Windows, Xboc, Bing, and Edge. So when you think that Asha is this vigilante and she's going to not listen to Satya and she's doing her own thing, then it's an initiative across the whole company to win back the consumer, the fans. And that comes to this thing, right? Don John says the only answer is to bring back exclusives. Don, they had exclusives. They have exclusives right now. The whole thing, will exclusives save Xbox? They won't. That's your answer. Exclusives won't. It's the only play that they have. But how will they do it? These are the numbers when their games are everywhere. The reason why their games are everywhere is because their exclusives were not selling. I'll tell you what exactly they need to do. Better take notes, Asha, if you're listening. You need to scrap day one Game Pass. Done. Just make it a supplementary service that puts in old-ass games for $15 a month and call it a friggin' day. Take away day one, make day one indies in there, but your games get the hell out of there. Secondly, you make some goddamn most incredible games and you shout from the rooftops about the quality and prestige of those games and how they take full advantage of your Xbox Series console. Series X. Get rid of the S. The S goes in the ET hole. You hone in on the Series X, you drop the price, and you put that game, and you make those games built for the Series X. And scrap that Game Pass shit. And you make great games for your Series X console. And focus on that. Take your shit off of Steam. Keep it in the Windows Store if you want to have that PC world. So Windows Store and Xbox console. Get rid of the S. Get rid of day one Game Pass. And make some friggin' great games. So I gave you the system part of what you need to do. If you want to keep cloud out there, keep cloud out there. But you pull the day, you do the big things you do. You pull out Game Pass and you pull out from every other platform. And you make exclusive banging games and start that with Gears being a banger, a must play of the year, and do it. And hell, make the next best Call of Duty and pull that shit too. But those are the kind of moves that they need to make. But I don't think you can make those moves when you have an empty hand. That's the problem. I like when you're down this low and your numbers are low. If their numbers were up while their games were everywhere and they could kind of risk it and see what happens. But when they're low like this with games coming out with their games on PlayStation and on Switch and on Steam and Epic Store and they're not even hitting their margins now. They're playing with an empty hand. There's nothing they can do. And I'm telling you right now that the timing of how that migration, you're not stocked in stores. The Series X is not like it's stocked on shelves where people could easily buy it. You got to remanufacture those and ship those out. Like, it is a whole deal. And it's going to cost them a lot more money and they're going to be in the negative. And that doesn't sound like stabilizing. That sounds like digging the hole even deeper before we start turning it around. So exclusives are not going to do anything. especially if they're games that they're going to, and the way they've been doing it is that they announce games coming to PlayStation before the game even comes out on Xbox. They destroy the window of exclusivity, just like they did with Forza, just like they did with Janky Jones. They don't even have a release date for Forza, but they promised it coming out. Why? You basically destroyed your window of exclusivity. I don't get the logic there. But exclusives are not going to do anything. They need to make great games, and not only do they do exclusives and pull them out, but they need to pull them out of Game Pass as well. And I don't know. Maybe he cares more about the engagement and the fandom now. But the problem is that Microsoft and Satya, he's a sleaze. He's a sleaze, Grinders. He's a sleaze. Because all these years, they focus on enterprise and AI and cloud Azure and all this other shit and ignored the fans and ignored the consumer while they were out poking around in the neighborhood. And now they want to come back home and expect that the family's still around. Everybody's cooking, the beds are made. They came back to a shack. Everybody's gone. The family's gone and picked up and moved on. They said, you've been around the neighborhood. We've been here trying to ask you to come back, and you abandoned us. Well, guess what? You come back to an empty house. Satya now just came back to the house. It's condemned. The family's gone. And he's sitting there going, how does my wife and kids come back? They're not coming back, Satya. You go fuck around the neighborhood, you came back to an empty house. Because you cared about little Timmy on Azure Cloud. You gave a shit about some dude sitting around at McDonald's. He could play Gears of War on his 5-inch phone with a strap on. While you're doing all that shit, your family's at home saying, guys, what about us? What about us? You evangelize us. You'll love me no matter where I am. Well, house is empty now, bitch. You came back to an empty home. And now he's like, oh, shit. And you think, Grinders, you think he gives a shit about the fans? You want to know why he wants you all back and try to win back fans? You want to know why? It's so he could sell you some Windows 12, bitch. That's why. He wants you all back in here. Oh, we believe in the fans. Come over here. We love you. You want to know why? Because he has a product to sell you. And he knows that you guys need to buy and upgrade to Windows 12 so that you could test that shit out. So when he rolls it out to Enterprise, it's all fixed. He needs the consumer. He needs the consumer to help develop and fix Windows 12. That's why he needs you all back in the house again. Because he got a new house to sell you. That's why they want you back in Xbox house, because they got a new product to sell you. Silverwolf says, Grindhouse, it makes sense now. Xbox got daddy issues. Of course they do. The daddy been around the block, and now he come back to an empty house, and he's like, I got to bring the fans back. Yeah. And they're going to try to wine and dine them, bring them back. And then once you're in the house, he's going to try to shove Windows 12 in your face. Or Project Helix, or Windows Gaming. Asha says her new title has been announced. No, it's rumored from Dirty Tom. Windows Gaming is gone. She's still Windows Gaming. Did they make a big announcement saying it's called Xbox? No. Mentally, it's called Xbox, but they're not changing any titles. Yeah, I'm telling you. Or Helix will have a hybrid of Windows 12 or something. That's why he's bringing people back. Look, Windows, Xbox, Bing, and Edge. What doesn't belong in there? Right now. What doesn't belong in there right now? Windows, Bing, and Edge. Those are all Windows products. Xbox isn't. Xbox is its own closed system. Until it's not. That's why Xbox is on that conversation, because Xbox will be a Windows device using Bing and Edge and Azure and Copilot. It will. It will. She is not there to bring back the 360. She's not there to bring back the OG Xbox. She is there to keep you guys to think that she is, so that she could introduce Project Helix to Windows PC with the Xbox app. That's what she's there for. She's a marketing person. She don't know anything about gaming. She don't know anything about what the history of gaming or competition or nothing. She's learning. But her goodwill that you like, wow, Phil didn't do this. Asha must be a vigilante. She's doing what Phil didn't do. No, she's just marching to the orders of Satya Nadella, who said, when it comes to our customer business, we're doing the foundational work required to win back fans and strengthen engagement across Windows, Xbox, Bing, and Edge. Asha's just doing her job. Asha's not doing anything that Satya doesn't want her to do. So stop thinking, and we already got the bootleg with his article, that Asha's out there doing something that she's going to have to defy Satya Nadella. Where's that? I had that article right here. To save Xbox, Asha doesn't have to defeat PlayStation or Steam. She has to defeat Microsoft itself. I've been covering Xbox for a decade. The same cycle that keeps coming up as Microsoft itself is Xbox's biggest enemy. To save Xbox, Asha will need to convince Satya that subsidizing their recent sprint of poor decisions will take more than 1 to 2 fiscal years. Oh!
What are you, the ballet teacher or what?
Yeah, I'm dancing, yeah. Also some karate.
Oh,
Karate,
yeah,
Can you
not
show
like
me one
mine.
of your special kicks?
You want to see one of my kicks?
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah?
Oh! Oh, man. He said 2 fiscal years. Oh, shit, yo. They're not waiting no 2 fiscal years. Xbox is dead. Xbox is back. And he says, Satya, in the investor call, says they need to win back customers. The cadence clear out of them. And you got to think about it. Why does Satya care? Not only does he want you to sell Windows 12, but Satya also knows that Linux and Steam is making a push. The new controller doesn't have X input, so therefore you can't use it on Xbox games. Steam inputs, like Steam is just doing D input for its own, for its there. It's not doing X input for its control, so you can't use it to control Xbox Windows and shit. Steam is doing this thing, PlayStation's doing this thing, Nintendo's doing this thing. They're losing. They just said Copilot. Now Copilot with ChatGPT, they said now you're not exclusive. ChatGPT can now go elsewhere. They're losing on all fronts. Satya has drove them into the ground on all assets of it. This is not Enterprise is keeping them abound with money, but the thing is the rest of them are just falling apart. All their initiatives have fallen flat. Their AI, their Azure, Amazon Web Services, Apple with the Neo laptop is shook them, because now Apple's going on with a Chromebook, which they already lost. Microsoft's sitting there with laptops going, yo, Apple got one now, $500. Like, they're done. They're cooked. Microsoft is just, and Steam now is making a push for consoles and gaming, and they're leaving Xbox behind. And they're like, thanks, we'll take your games too. While you're at it, you want to feed us. But that's what happens. When you're at the bottom, you need the people at the top to get you there. And Microsoft is just in that situation right now, because they looked the other way when Steam was growing. Exactly, Davis. They shouldn't support X input natively at all. It's meant to play Steam and Steam Machine, as it should, Davis, as it should. But Bootleg Jez was getting pissed off about it, going, well, we're giving them the games. I got his clip. We're giving them the games. Why don't they care about us? Because nobody gives a shit about last place. Xbox bent the knee. Instead of competing with Steam, instead of competing with PlayStation, they gave up and gave their shit over there because they needed that to survive. That's the craziness about it. So, and that's the thing. Well, see, Looney says, you're telling me Xbox will give me a system that... Listen, on paper, Looney, Xbox games, access to Steam and Epic Store, GOG Store, if it works, listen, if it does do all that stuff and it works, and again, emphasize on it works, yeah, that's cool. I'm going to put Xbox mode on. I use Play Night with my laptop hooked up to my TV. If Microsoft could build the console or could build, make a better PC interface. But let me ask you a question. How does that make Xbox better? How does that bring Xbox exclusives back? How does that make games built for the hardware? It doesn't. It just turns into a PC with better controller interface. That's great for PC players, but how does that benefit the Xbox console players? Because that's not what because the Xbox console players bought a console because they don't want that shit. And believe me, trying to deal with a controller on PC is a pain in the ass. Steam Big Picture at least saves that shit. But the problem is Microsoft has to get out of their own way to do it. And I don't trust them in not loading what they're going to load and track me in the background. Why are they going PC? It's not to bring better games, because now they don't have a closed platform anymore. But if they could build a system that makes navigating gaming on PC better than Steam Big Picture, I'm for it. I'm not hating on it. But the problem is we're talking about Microsoft. They don't do that kind of shit. They don't do it. They test and tweak and mess it up. Let's see. I'll give them the benefit. I'm interested to see about it. But I don't know how it makes gaming better for them or for their franchises. It just and also there are things like Play Night that do everything that Xbox app does and more, and totally customizable. On top of that, Steam Big Picture is light years ahead of what Xbox full screen experience is. So there's better stuff already that they're competing with. And I could do everything right now, what you just said, play my Xbox games, play my PC games right now on this computer that I'm talking on right now. So what do they offer that I can't have access to right now? An Xbox app, I could put that on right now on my PC. What makes what they're delivering any special? What are they going to do differently that's going to make them different and better than what's already out there? It's a huge fight, a huge battle for them. Without and also, how are they going to do exclusive games when they need Steam to sell their games? Because they can't. They already tried the Windows Store. Nobody went to the Windows Store. Quantum Break, Recore. Nobody went to the Windows Store. So then they said Master Chief Collection's going to Steam, and then everything went to Steam. And if you remember, they pulled some bullshit scam where they said Windows 10 was the only way to play Xbox games on PC because it had that UWP interface, and it was built a certain way that they couldn't put it on Steam, if you remember that. They used the Xbox games on Windows Store as a way to people upgrade to Windows 10. I remember that. And then what happened was that UWP shit wore out because nobody wanted to go there. And then they wound up making the games EXE files or whatever the hell they were to work on Steam. And then boom, there you go. And they never looked back. And that's been since 2017. And they're still in the negative. So that didn't work out either. So, again, a lot of ifs. And yeah, she reached out to him. What is he going to do? What is Seamus Blackley going to tell Asha? What? Asha, bring back exclusives. I hear you. Like what? She doesn't know. People, the thing is that her bringing Seamus Blackley in thinking like, oh, she's making moves. She doesn't know the industry. So she's absorbing as much information as she can to try to grasp and understand to make decisions on moving forward. But Seamus Blackley, the world of Xbox that he lived in is nowhere near the hole that they have dug themselves into now. I told you exactly what she needs to do. But again, it's about the great game. She should be hyping up the shit out of Forza and features and talking about why that's a game that you must buy right now. It's an exclusive when it comes out. But every little shit that they're doing, oh, she spoke to this person, she tweeted at this person, she said this. Everybody's blowing this up. It's too much. Focus on the games and what makes Xbox different than everybody else. That's what they need to focus on. And yeah, maybe she's making moves. And like I said, I don't want to take anything away from her, dude. Like, I don't want to say, like, you know, she's just cruising along. I think that maybe she does have goodwill. Like, she's a marketing person. So she's going to try to run this out. But I'm going to tell you my opinion. And again, I could be wrong. I don't friggin' know. But I really don't think she's there for the long term. I don't think so, man. And that's not to say that she's going to get fired. I think if she continues to visit these numbers and these numbers continue despite the stuff that she's trying, I don't think she's not a long timer like Phil. And this could ruin her career and her progress. Unless Satya has some sort of deal with her to take over his job, I don't think she sticks around for this shit. I think she's looking for quick wins. And if this shit doesn't happen and give her 1 year to next year and these numbers are still in the negative, despite all that stuff, which I think they're still going to be because I don't see anything changing, I think she leaves. I don't think she's there for long term. She's not no 10-year to see this thing through. And that's why Jez saying that she's going to be 2 fiscal years. Dude, I think she stays 1 year. And if these numbers don't move, she's young. She's young. You think that she's going to want this black eye on her career? She's coming in right now to try to turn this around to show that she's that type of person. But when she throws shit against the wall and everything, and this stuff and the numbers are down because she's thinking she's listening to this diehard fan base telling her, and she's answering, oh, we updated this. But meanwhile, the Globe is ignoring Xbox, and the Globe don't give a shit where Xbox is and selling or Project Helix and Windows PCs, and we don't want it. And yeah, because look, think about it. If she comes out and says Project Helix is a PC, she's going to lose all those Xbox guys because they don't want that. So she's going to drag them along until she drops that bombshell. And when she sees that the public is not, like, just like this last 3 weeks, our ambitions are not where they are. She just said the last 3 months. She thought she came in here and listened to a couple of fans drop the Game Pass price. Amy in the Hood just said that they're going to be down because the Game Pass price dropped. So I don't think she's around. She's not going to stay around here with minus numbers and have to do this tweet, like, have to say like what she had to say here in this tweet, dude. What happens? Where is she? You know, that tweet that she said. Where's Asha's tweet? You think she's going to say that every quarter? What is she going to say next quarter? Well, according to Amy in the Hood, the numbers are going to be the same. You know? How many quarters is she going to say this? This thing right here. I'm telling you right now, she does a year of this, of saying this stuff. She's not going to turn around that hardware. Minus 33%, she wants to stabilize that. For her career and her progress, she will leave the company. Because I would, if you were 35 or whatever like that, and you were up and coming and you did Copilot and now they gave you a new project to work on and you're trying to do everything you can, talking to Seamus Black, you got to remember, she's covering her ass too. Like, she's trying to know the industry so she can make the changes. But if the rubber doesn't hit the road, dude, you can't be hitting those numbers like that she just wrote. You know, look at these two phrases right here. We are Xbox, and right after that, we are Xbox. We're not met our ambition. Like, these two are very, look at that. Like, that's why she's a transitional one. I don't think she sticks around. So that's why this whole thing, like, Asha's here to stay, I don't think so. I give her a year of bad numbers, and she's going to start, get somebody else in here. Because this will be a black eye on her. She's not going to put this. This is going to hurt her career. But it'll be a huge win if she turns anything around. That'll be a huge claim. Like, oh my God, you just did the impossible. Like, this could propel her into the stratosphere. But that's what I mean. Like, if she turns this around, she will be propelled into the stratosphere for turning this thing around on all levels. But also, if it doesn't turn around, and they know they gave her basically a car driving off a cliff, she'll just be like, yeah, it's not there. There's nothing we do. Yeah, like, let's sell it off or something like that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, don't fall into the thing. She may care about the fans, but she cares about the fans because that Satya wants them to care about the fans. That's the thing. Like, she's not, like, I think when Phil came in, as crazy as Phil is, I think Phil was more about the fans and that stuff because he lived it. He was there. They talked to him. He was in that stuff. So he, I think, had a little more genuine listening to the fans when he first came on. Her, and she don't know. So she's just taking advice and just listening to fans, and I think she's going through the motions and pretending to groom these fans. And a lot of industry people are saying the same thing. They're saying that she's trying too hard and that she's just doing very... Actually, Bootleg says it in here. She's doing low-hanging fruit. Let's see what he says here. He says that, Satya wants... This is initiative, so this is not anything she's doing rogue. Like, she's not going on her own, going like, screw Satya, I'm doing my own thing. That's not happening. But she's saying the right things, and fans are feeling positive and optimistic for the first time in years. I'm here to ruin it, he says. Even Asha works around the clock to fight for Xbox future. The truth remains Xbox big, and maybe she does. Like, if you were put on a special project and saying, hey, this is your baby, we want you to turn around, you're going to, and that's who you are, you're going to try to do everything you can to turn it around. You know? You became a manager of a new restaurant and the kitchen is struggling. The first thing you're going to do is go, I don't know anything about cooking, but I'm going to go into that kitchen and listen to the people and try to win their trust and win their loyalty. And I'm going to try to do everything I can to help them with their kitchen, to get more product out of them and turn this restaurant around. That's what she's doing. For Xbox to survive, Asha doesn't need to defeat PlayStation, Nintendo, Steam, or anyone else. She needs to defeat Microsoft. Post-Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, for some reason, Microsoft came to Xbox with the same unprecedented aspiration of the 30% profit margin. A target no other game platform in history has come close to. Chasing the profit margin led to absolutely devastating impact on Xbox. He says many headlines have been written. Xbox quarterly results decline -30, -30, -30, like a countdown to midnight. It paints a picture of Xbox that's undesirable to customers and not exactly accurate. But that's not exact. Even worse, Microsoft intentionally engineered this decline. Talking about the number 30 here a lot today, he says. He says, one of the things that Microsoft sacrificed to chase these numbers is Xbox hardware stock. They're not sitting on store shelves. The demand is there. The stock isn't. Microsoft didn't purchase the units required to meet demand quite clearly because the hardware itself doesn't translate directly into high margins. And now, the year of GTA 6, which they just said is a PlayStation partnership, they just said, Strauss Zelnick said today, the memory has already been purchased by PlayStation and other firms that think annually rather than quarterly. And the AI route continues to destroy memory inventory. There's nothing Xbox leadership can do about it. So because of their... But I thought Dusty Bin called Target, and he said the stock is fine.
Dusty Bin called Target for that one Xbox console in October 19.
I thought Xbox stock was fine.
Thanksgiving, not staying at home. And now Xbox got beaten by the next play gun to Goo Goo Gadget toy. What are we doing?
I thought Dusty been called targeted and Xbox stock was fine. But like he says, the demand is there, right? Right, J. Author? Yeah, the demand is there. And yeah. Nice try to sugarcoat that. There's no demand there. They're minus 33%. That's not because there's low stock, dude. That's because nobody wants to buy it. And as it should, you know? The same short-sightedness, Satya Nadella through this tenure. Nickel and dime today, panic tomorrow. We're in panic mode across the entire stack. Xbox, Windows, and beyond. And they tried the 30% by 30. And he says here, included things like cost-saving, cutting backwards compatibility with Xbox One, Series X generations with future hardware, and moving towards evolving to be more software-based versus hardware-based. Exactly. The previous leaderships fought to save what remains of Xbox hardware and the upcoming next-gen Helix, but the previous margin aspirations remained. More short-term gains, putting games on competing platforms, helped Sony meet its targets at the expense... There we go. Boo-hoo. Sony meet its targets at the expense of Xbox long-term viability. Yeah, it helps Sony meet its own targets. Oh, please. Sony didn't need Microsoft games. Microsoft put them on there because Microsoft needed them, not because Sony needed them. Bootleg. Bootleg being bootleg again. I love his little bootleg comments. I like his little bootleg phrases in here. And now it's stock. Game Pass price hike. Asha Sharma, only known success so far. He goes here. Microsoft sprinted towards the future doesn't exist. Arrogantly assuming players will sit down and take it. Says him. He says Steam OS is real. Google's also working on a desktop version of Android to compete with Xbox Play Anywhere, like premium games. They're getting it on all ends. Apple and Google will continue to prevent Microsoft from gaining traction on mobile. Short-sighted advance of Windows Phone, because Satya shut that down. PlayStation, Nintendo, and Valve have no intention of playing nice with Xbox, knowing full well Microsoft has no Series X hardware to sell even if it wanted to. The waters thick with green blood. Asha Sharma has made the right moves and picked low-hanging fruit. Oh, man. Where's True Virgil when you need him?
Can you gargle my balls? Gargle my balls in your jaw. This is the remix. This is the remix.
I can go directly to Black Nuts.
Oh, man. He said I should be hanging on those low-hanging fruits. Oh, man. Where's True Virgil? Get him in here. But Microsoft, look at this quote, Grinders. Oh, my goodness. Asha Sharma will have to do the impossible. Not only will she be competing with the surging Valve, a dominating PlayStation, and a Google and Apple duopoly, she needs to defeat Microsoft's miserable and defeatist short-termism. Oh, man. Asha knows how to grow massive platforms. She had nothing but constant success. See? This is what I'm saying. She's not there for the long term. Asha knows how to grow massive platforms. She has nothing but constant success throughout her career thus far. See? She's not going to stick around for a black eye. She had constant success. After speaking with her, I firmly believe she'll fight like hell for Xbox in the future, but she will have to do the impossible. Games take years to make, not quarters. Xbox needs a plan that spans years, not quarters. Fixing Xbox's image, desirability, and deplete trust will take years and not quarters. Dude. And my thing is how do you define what an Xbox is when that Xbox is a PC? What's up, Phil Bosch? They have trouble identifying what Xbox is when there's a console sitting under your TV called the Series X. Just wait when Project Helix is this hybrid of it plays your PC games if you want to, but also your Xbox games if they're part of the preservation or if they're in Windows Store. And if you're on Game Pass, maybe you'll get... Not simple, convoluted messaging. Already they're not very clear on it. Right now, while they're talking about Project Helix, by the 7th of this week, they should be crystal clear on how this console will play games. Because if they continue to fluff this bullshit around where it will play your games and just be general with it and not specific, people will not have confidence to buy from the Xbox store. This is the problem they're going to have. People won't have confidence to buy the product that they have now while they wait for Project Helix. They had to come out and be very specific on what this console is. If he just says, hey, it's Xbox mode, because that's what he said it was, it's Xbox mode, and it's going to play your Xbox games from the Windows Store. That's where they need to be specific. So what about games like 360 games and other games and my other games that are not on the Windows Store? That's the question that still needs to be answered. And the longer they take answering that question, the less enthusiasm they're going to have from Xbox console players. So what is an Xbox? How can they fix Xbox image when Xbox's image is a PC? That's why this whole thing is convoluted word garbage, jungle. Like it's jumble. It does not make sense. But this all makes sense. Everybody beating that ass. That's what's going on. And to make great games, years to make, great games and Matt Booty don't work in the same sentence. All right?
Oh no! We suck again!
Matt Booty and quality games do not work together. He has had years. Russell says, play anywhere. Why do they need PC version if you got a console version? They don't give a shit about the console play. Exactly. Play anywhere is going to be play on PC. That's what it's going to be. But I'm telling you right now, Russell, the reason why they're using Play Anywhere right now is because that's the bridge. They need games to support Play Anywhere because that's the bridge to move people from Xbox console to Helix. Play Anywhere is the key to that, because if the more Play Anywhere games you have, the bigger library that's going to go with you to Project Helix, because Project Helix is going to be running off the Windows Store. Unless they're coming up with some crazy partition and shit like that, I don't know. But my thought is Project Helix is going to be Windows, because it has to be Windows in order to play PC games. You know, they said, right, they're saying that it plays your PC games. Well, in order to play Steam games and PC games, then it has to be a Windows computer. And one other caveat that I'm going to leave out there, as I said this a number of times, is that because Microsoft owns Windows, they cannot have this Xbox app just pop up and take over your computer and block Steam and block Epic Store. They legally, due to antitrust and the shit they got sued for in the 90s, they have to show other storefronts on an open platform. It's an open platform. They have to show that Steam exists. They can't do that. They can't be like, oh, it's only the Xbox store. Welcome to your Xbox PC. They got to show your Steam library. They have to show that other storefronts exist, because they spent years letting those storefronts run made profit off their operating system. Microsoft can't block them. They can't boot up a system and go, yep, there's no Steam here, but it's a Windows 11 computer. No Steam on this thing. They get sued out the ass. You can't do that, because they own the operating system. That's the shit they got the antitrust for, because they had Internet Explorer take over Netscape. And they didn't say, oh, there's no Netscape here. It's just Internet Explorer. It's all computer. You can't promote your own shit. They want to. And maybe if they thought that way when they first developed their stuff, but instead Microsoft's a leech. They just put their shit out there. They let other people build stuff because they're not creative. And then they try to pull money from them. because they're building on their platform. But then when they want to come up and make revenue from their own software that they make, they face competition and they're not good. They're like, oh shit, oh no, we suck. We can't beat. Another carrier. Here's another little story. Get ready. Hit that like button, please. I don't know how many likes are on. I've just been rolling today on this stuff. I appreciate it. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. I've been following Microsoft and Xbox forever. This is the thing. Satya's claim to fame was putting Office 365 on an iPad. He's told Balmer, hey, this is before he was CEO, put Office on an iPad. We got to go where the people are. People are working in Office. People have access to their apps. They don't want to use Pages. They're not using Docs. We got to put Office on an iPad because they're not coming to the Surface for Office. We got to go where the customers are. And Satya's claim to fame was going and putting Office 365 on an iPad. So then when he became CEO, he tried to do the same thing with everything. No exclusives. Nobody's buying our stuff because of Windows and shit. Just put your shit where the customers are, and we'll get money that way. And that's what they did with the games. Just put it over there, and we'll get money that way. The problem is that with Office, it worked because Office was the dominant word platform. Pages wasn't, Docs really wasn't, and businesses used Office, and iPads were integrating into businesses, so it made sense for Office to be accessible on there. Nobody was going to stop buying Surfaces when people had iPads. So Office made a sense. But games didn't make sense. He tried to do the same thing. Oh, yeah, just put the games where the people are. We'll be fine. The problem is your games met competition. Your games going on other platforms, other storefronts like Steam and stuff, were met with better games and bigger games and other people's games. And your games were just a little portion of the pie. So you didn't get that notoriety that you had when Windows was around. You didn't get that stuff because now your games are sitting on store shelves next to the Mario Brothers, next to the Uncharted's, next to Half-Life's. And you don't make games like that. That's why you need to focus on making great games, because if you're going to flex outside of your ecosystem, you better make sure that you're bringing the muscle. You can't bring out half-baked games and throw them out there and say, like, oh, yeah, well, they'll listen. No, they're not. They're going to forget about you because there's better games to play. And that's where Microsoft is right now. That's why they got articles such as this. That's why Asha is driving at 100 miles an hour, jumped in a car, heading for a cliff. Because this is what they got right now. And this sounds like a daunting task. Like reading this article, it's exhausting of what they need to do to turn this around. And you're talking about the flip over everything. When you have nothing to flip over, you're fighting air. So I don't really know. And maybe I think she has the gusto to want to do it. And I think Phil had the gusto to want to do this stuff. Because you got to look back when Phil came on, he was talking a big game and was doing big things. He had Titanfall. He took Kinect out of the box. Phil was talking a big game. He was on podcasts. He was doing stuff. Something happened where he hit the wall and was like, yeah, Phil, you can't do any of this shit. And it's the money. And she's going to see the same thing. That's why you think it costs her money to put an Xbox the dashboard up there. Dude, she's not making the moves that need to, she's not making the big moves. And my thing is, if exclusivity is a big thing, if that's something that they're going to do, which she said not currently, why wait to June? What's up, Boy Pedro? How you doing? Why wait to June? You would want to get that message out immediately. If you're thinking about bringing games back to Xbox, why would you wait to the June show? And yet again, no more Fable updates. No Forza Horizon 6. Like, there you go. And it's just going to drop on the May 19th, and good luck. There's your exclusive. But exclusives is just part of it. They got to be great games. And Matt Booty's still there, and he's her right ass. I'm not confident, dude. Yeah, and you wonder what? They got that 25th anniversary, Looney. You do bring up a good point. That 25th anniversary, man, like, they definitely could lean heavy into that nostalgia and kind of use that as a branching point. You know what I mean? If they do that. Like, I do think they have a good year this year in the sense of using the 25th anniversary to kind of rally everybody. It's just like, how do they leapfrog from that and bring stuff back? That's what they need to do. And she still has to do these moves, you know? And I think Clockwork Revolution, and again, I'm not saying they have bad games. I'm not saying they got no games or bad games. I'm saying the problem that they have is I always said they need to empower their games. Like, we should be getting at least quarterly updates. If Fable's coming out this year, there should be like dev docs for Fable, not of devs talking, but showing the features of Fable. Don't hide it. They hid Starfield until we found out about the loading screens. Like, and I always compared Todd Howard, the way he showed Fallout 4 versus the way he did Starfield. Dude, it was like a fiat. Fallout 4 was straight up gameplay, him talking over it. And that's how he showed Elder Scrolls. That's how he showed Oblivion. Everything was just Todd Howard talking and playing the game. Starfield, he had to do one way. He's in the living room. He's in the back. The game's in the TV behind him. All this horse shit. And Microsoft has this way of just hiding games. And Sony and Nintendo don't. They got featurettes. They got updates. There should be a full breakdown of Forza right now, Gone Gold. They should have a whole showing the ray tracing, celebrating the game going gold and showing more about it. Making it look like there's more levels to Forza, not just running around and racing games. Maybe they added new modes and new features. All that stuff should be highlighted. It doesn't hurt. Promote your games. Make your games, give that FOMO feel. And they never, ever did that. Ninja Gaiden 4 was another one. Showed that game in friggin' January and then completely forgot about it. And it launched in the end ass of fucking November. Make your games bigger than what they are. Show confidence and be proud of your game. Instead, talk about everything else. Where you play, how you play, Project Helix They talk more about Project Helix than the games they got coming out this year. We have no release dates for Fable, no release date for Halo, no release date for Gears. We gotta wait until June. Why? Spread the love. Show us you got all these games. Show us featurettes. Show us new features. Show us what the devs are doing. And not have devs talking. Show us the games. Let the games do the talking. Don't just stay quiet and talk about everything else at minutia. And then in June do the showcase. And then we go quiet again. And then you just drop that shit in Game Pass. Nintendo and Sony don't do that. They showed Saros featurettes and built up Saros until the game released. And they will do the same thing with Wolverine. Get behind your game and show confidence. Make the game the leading conversation, not all this other shit. I invited Seamus Blackley. Who gives a shit? Why don't you show us a new Fable update? Show us a mission in Fable. Show us what the combat in Fable. It's this massive game. Why? You already showed some of it in January. Why? You hiding it again to June? We gotta wait to June? If it's coming out this year, I'll be showing little featurettes about it. Combat, a mission, a this and that. And what are they going to do? A sizzle reel in the June showcase? It's not even featured after the show. Gears is. Make me get FOMO for your games. Make me want to play your games. Don't hide them behind Game Pass. Don't hide them. And that's the thing. So, we will see. And you got to remember, they're going to have a summer showcase, but, you know, everybody, there's a summer showcase. Maybe Sony does a state of play. There's going to be a lot of noise. So, hopefully they're the loudest. And we'll see. This is the first showcase, so maybe we're in for something to treat. I don't know. I'm all for it. Let's go. And let's see what she does. But those financials, and I don't know if they're going to make her be able to do what she wants to do. We will see. But again, Grinders, we got through all the topics. An epic show. My voice is hoarse, and I appreciate all the support and the chat interactions. And, you know, we will see what it is. Again, we are still in the wait and see period right now. But her first quarter is not too good. And if she does more quarters like this, I don't know how long she stays to deal with it. But they got an uphill battle. And there's plenty more. And then the other thing, too, like not having, that was the other thing that came up, too. Just to, you know, this whole thing where they don't even have stock, apparently, you know, for GTA 6. You know, Microsoft does not have enough stock of Xbox consoles in order to cash in on GTA 6 launch or double down on exclusivity. Dude. I'm still of the shocking thing. I'll leave you with this final comment. I can't believe these dopes are talking about Project Helix and new consoles that plays PC games when GTA 6 is on the horizon coming out this year. Of all years, they should be focusing on Series X sales. Series X, and I guess the S as well, a booster. But they should have been focused on all in on Xbox Series consoles. That's what they should be doing. I don't know why they're talking about something that potentially may not play GTA 6 at all. Because all the talk is going to be GTA 6. Unless they know that they have no... They don't want to sell it. That's the only thing I think of. They don't want to sell Xbox consoles anymore. They just want to get out of it as fast as possible. Because of all years, why would you leave the year off talking about new hardware that potentially don't play the biggest game of the ever? GTA 6, the biggest game ever that could probably jolt your sales and maybe get you flatlined in hardware. Why would you be talking about Helix again? And what, you're going to show more about it at the June showcase? Like, why would you be talking about something that's not here? You can't sell this year with GTA 6. Again, a misstep. And him saying that they don't have stock. You can't find it globally. Like, dude, of all years, the game of games is coming out this year in GTA 6. And you're not around for the party. It's incredible. The ignorance that goes on over there. I would have walked in as Asha going, we need to sell series consoles. GTA is coming out this year. I want consoles everywhere stocked, ready to go. Even if we don't have the marketing, I want Xbox consoles on store shelves. I want price. I want bundles, Forza Horizon bundle with the new controller. I want Xbox to bring back bundles. I want a Series X bundle. I want a Series S bundle with our new Forza game. I want the focus to be on the console. Because we need to get those out there to sell GTA. So, but nope. She comes on and says, I'm going to talk about a new hardware. A Project Helix. Like, who? Why? Yeah. You're right there, too, man. Yeah. It won't be a go lucky if it plays better on the Pro. Hey, man, but that's that. Phil said that the Series X was the mid-gen refresh, dude. I don't get it. Another misstep. And that's the other problem, too. Like, you have, and I said this last year. Again, another final note. I said this last year. I said, I can't believe they're going to let Nintendo and PlayStation drop new hardware and not have Xbox just sit there. Just have Xbox sit there with 2020 hardware. And they did. They did, man. They let a Switch 2 drop they let a PS5 Pro drop, and they sat there with that old ass, not even a redesign. Even PlayStation had a Slim with a removable disk drive. Like, leave PlayStation, you had a Slim new hardware. Xbox didn't even come out with a Slim. Or a half Series X, a small one, all right? Nothing. It's the same old ass 2020 hardware. And it kills them now because they're the oldest console in the block now. You got a fresh play Switch 2, you got a streamlined PS5 Pro that can play games even better. Oof. And if GTA plays better on it, which it probably will, most likely, and their Xbox games play better on it, you just see that the VR support that came out for Flight Sim. Yo, Asha got it. Asha, they're just, I don't know. They don't care or they're that dumb. I have no clue, man. But grinders, hit that like button, share it out. I'm going to try to get another video out here this week. So hit that like button and we will be cooking some more as we talk more about
Gaming.
There it is. And remember, grinders, old school. Let them compete, baby. They want the remember, Satya, I want competition. Let there be competition. Right? Didn't Satya say that? He wants competition. Well, yeah. Let there be competition. But anyway, back to the gaming, do the talking. Good night, grinders. Hit that like button.